Hi, Rhianna Patrick with a Triple J News Update. The federal opposition says the Commonwealth Auditor-General should investigate funding decisions made by the government under its Regional Partnerships program. Documents obtained by the 7:30 report show that of the $100 million or so spent on the program, at least $40 million was allocated during the election campaign. Almost all of that money was earmarked to be spent on projects in marginal electorates or former national seats now held by country independents. Labor's regional development spokesman, Kelvin Thompson.
I believe the Auditor-General does need to look at the Regional Partnerships program, and the Auditor-General needs to ensure that public money is being spent to achieve a public benefit rather than political or electoral benefit.
The United Nations says AIDS is spreading at an alarming rate in Asia. The UN's annual AIDS epidemic update shows that nearly 40 million people now have HIV, and it estimates that 3 million will die from AIDS-related complications. The head of the Australian Federation of AIDS Organisations, Dom Baxter, says Asia may soon pass sub-Sahara Africa as the world's worst hit region, but he's also concerned by the rates of infection in Australia's nearest neighbour.
Papua New Guinea has many problems, one of which is about 700 languages, but also their health beliefs are quite confused, and also high incidence of rape.
The New South Wales opposition is calling on the state government to consider chemical castration for convicted child sex offenders. The opposition's justice spokesman, Andrew Humphreys, says if a convicted sex offender is to be released on parole, then chemical castration should be a condition of any discount on their maximum jail sentence.
Their release on parole poses a threat to the community. In those circumstances, we want the government to consider chemical treatment, chemical castration, as a condition of parole to protect the community and to reduce the likelihood of reoffending.
The New South Wales government has dismissed the idea as too simplistic. The opposition candidate in the Ukraine's weekend presidential election has read the oath of office in Parliament as hundreds of thousands of his supporters gathered outside. The West-leaning candidate, Viktor Yushchenko, has accused his pro-Moscow rival of election fraud, which will see him named president. US-led forces have launched an attack against a number of towns southwest of Baghdad, dubbed the Triangle of Death. The US military says more than 30 men have been arrested in early morning raids, and of those, several are of high interest. The Zimbabwean government has turned down applications by British media groups to cover England's cricket tour. A spokesman for the England team says accreditation has been denied to representatives of BBC Radio and Television and several newspapers. But an official of the Zimbabwean Cricket Union says no accreditation is needed. Triple J.
Triple J's Australian Music Month.
Log on and check out the talent.
triplej.net.au. I'm not too lazy to care about that. Sense of purpose is getting me back, but still I try and miss it when you're mine. I'm not too careful to care about you, God willing, neither are you, but still I try and
That is End of Fashion from Perth on Triple J. And too careful. 6 minutes past 6. Adam and Will with you for the third last time ever. And for the second last time from the Triple J studios, we say good morning, Australia. Hope things are going well.
I second that. Here. Here, Your Honour. Here.
Answer the question.
Answer the question, Mr. Spencer. Answer the question, member for Newtown. Member for Newtown.
Look, Mr. Speaker, I thank the honourable member for his question, but you have to understand, in the fullness of time, the balance of probabilities at the end of the day, there are issues for and against.
Rubbish,
for and what the member for Anderson would not know, having spent 15 years in opposition,
Answer the question.
is that sometimes being a leader means taking the tough decisions and occasionally putting the public interest.
Member for Anderson. Answer the question.
The public interest in
Point of order, you Speaker. Point of order isn't answering the question.
Oh, dear.
The member for Spencer has the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much for respecting that. And as I said, so I take it on notice.
Rubbish, bullshit.
Thank you very much.
Answer the question.
I'll sit down there. I didn't offer anyone a bribe. I wouldn't do that. That is immoral. It is immoral.
The member for Anderson is out of order.
Yeah.
What? Your point of order. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. You didn't answer the question.
Oh, dear.
The member for Spencer has the floor again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Anyway, as I was saying...
Answer the question.
Oh, Mr.
You just want to answer the question. Bullshit. Point of order.
Shame.
The member for Anderson, ejected from the chambers.
Gone! Yeah, tell your story walking, pal. Bung off, yeah.
Answer the question.
Yeah, all right.
Answer the question.
8 past 6, Mr. Speaker. And in the fullness of time... In the fullness of time, Mr. Speaker, it's important that we play the specials. Rudy, a message to you. That's what this government stands for, Mr. Speaker. A message to people called Rudy, who are special. The weather's up next, Mr. Speaker.
Answer the question.
Stop your messing around. Better think of your future. Time you straighten right out, creating problems in town. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy, a message to you. Stop your fooling around. Time you straighten right out. Better think of your future, else you wind up in jail. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy, a message to you. Stop your messing around. Better think of your future. Time you straighten right out, creating problems in town. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy, a message to you, Rudy. Oh, it's a message to you, Rudy. Yeah, it's a message to you, Rudy. Yeah, it's a message to you, Rudy. Oh, it's a message to you, Rudy. Yeah, it's a message to you, Rudy.
Straight out of Melbourne's hip-hop scene come MC Muffin and producer Plutonic Lab.
Make some noise if you love to get paid.
Their first major collaboration is the album Hunger Pains. Putting their experiences and talents together to honestly reflect Australian life as they see it, Muff and Plutonic sample, scratch and rap their way through tracks like Beer Goggles,
I was seeing supermodel, but she wasn't that type.
and Heaps Good.
Muff and Plutonic, and you know that we're heaps good.
Hunger Pains by Muff and Plutonic. This week's very gratifying feature on Triple J.
Our cheeks, we're gonna put out our hands because all night we've been talking to liars, and it's alright, just not in the style of tigers. And if you ask us what we're doing, we'll say it doesn't matter to you. All you need to know is we love to see the crowd move. So turn it up. It really isn't loud enough. When we say when, we know you'll think it's too much. Our movements till they're super sick. We got hi-hats and loud claps in every mix. We're like boys, just ask her. Dick's done by CP Caster. Hey, look out, you're still in flip mode. Thanks, but now I'm in batch capture. And if you ask us why we're laughing, we'll say it doesn't matter to you. All you need to know is we love to see the crowd move. So turn it up. It really isn't loud enough. When we say when, we know you'll think it's too much.
You know what it's like when you try and get it, but it turns out the shit is just too much. La Tigre.
I hear. It's about the full flush toilet.
Nanny, boo, boo. Off their CD. This island, they're coming out for the big day at 2005. Let's have a look at episode 18 of the weather. Townsville, some showers and 30 today. Brisbane, fine and 26. Newcastle, morning showers and 21. Sydney, cloudy and morning showers, 22. Canberra, dry and 24. Hobart, fine and 20. Adelaide, with a very high fire danger in the Murray Lands.
Oh.
Fine and 30.
Murray Lands.
Perth, an early thundery shower, then fine and 25. Darwin, storms and 33. Alice Springs, fine and 35. Melbourne, fine and 21. It's about 16 past 6 on the Jays. What are we doing after 6:30?
Well, we've got the quiz. They're finally in our quiz. It's been a real ratings winner for us, this quiz.
Hasn't it?
It's been a real set piece around Whistle Wednesday show. It's always been based. And today, the return of the champ. Return of the man who really took it to that highest level.
Mm.
It is the fourth time that we've done the quiz about the none other than, please, Teddy, please, I just want you to be proud of me, Anthony Sumbati.
That's right. This is a guy who finished in the top 12 of the original Australian Idol, people.
Yeah, the original Idol.
We're not mucking around.
The real 12.
Yeah.
Not this year's fly-by-night Ricky Lee 12.
Exactly. Courtney.
But the real 12.
Exactly.
The original 12.
The 12 apostles.
Exactly.
The 12 disciples.
Exactly. No one heard about the next 12 disciples.
No, exactly.
They did nothing.
No.
Right?
They cashed in.
This guy was in the 12 with Millsy.
Exactly.
Until he got disqualified.
Did he last longer than Millsy?
No, he got disqualified, somebody.
Wow.
He was a bit of a tip to win.
Might be one of today's questions.
Yep. Might be. But we need a name for the Sumbati quiz. That's the problem. At the moment, I'm leaning towards, wanna rock and roll all night, somebody every day.
It is 6:17. John's got a suggestion for us. What's your suggestion for the Anthony Sumbati quiz name, John?
Oh, look, I don't want to upset any Ramones fans, but somebody put something in my drink.
Somebody put something in my drink.
Nice.
Well, 3/4 of the Ramones are dead, so
nice.
They might be spitting in their graves. But
nice. Rock, and somebody. Okay, somebody put something in my drink.
I think that's why he goes to the toilet 5 times a day.
Okay.
Somebody put something in his drink.
Gee, John, you should call back. You sound like a bit of you know what's going on. John's a shoo-in for the quiz. Nathan's got a suggestion. What's your suggestion, Nathan?
Weddings, somebody's, anything.
Oh,
weddings,
that's good.
Somebody's, anything.
That's good, Nathan.
1-800-0536.
Anything.
1-800-0536. What have you got? We need a name for our Anthony Sumbati quiz. Here's Ben Lee. Gamble everything for love.
Gamble everything for love, gamble everything, put it in a place you keep what you need. You can gamble everything for love if you're free, you gotta gamble everything for love. Baby, are you cold, baby, I can wrap you up in my love. If you want it, you can gamble everything for love. If you want it, you can gamble everything for love. Tell me how you feeling, lost, have you crossed into places that you never knew to get through? Tell me how you gonna cry all night. Tell me the truth and I'll tell you the truth. If you gamble everything for love, you're gonna be alright. Alright. Make a list of things you need, leave it empty except for number 1, right love, gamble everything, keep it under lock and key. If you want it, you can gamble everything for love. Love me with an open heart, tell me anything. We can find a place to start to gamble everything. We can set this thing apart, cause we're gonna gamble everything for love. Tell me, do you lose your way each day? Other people you don't recognize, do they lie? Tell me, do they make you feel too real? Tell me the truth and I'll tell you the truth. If you gamble everything for love, you're gonna be alright. Gamble everything for love. If you gamble everything for love, gamble everything for love, gamble everything, put it in a place you keep what you need. You can gamble everything for love. If you're free, you gotta gamble everything for love. Tell me how you getting hurt, is it worth it? Tell me other people strange, do they change? Tell me how you let it go, do you know? I'll tell you the truth if you tell me the truth. If you gamble everything for love, if you gamble everything for love, if you gamble everything for love, you're gonna be alright, alright, alright.
Triple J's Gig Guide. They're hip-hop icons, unafraid to experiment and do whatever the hell they want. Over the past 2 decades, the Beastie Boys have made their mark as one of the most influential groups, and right now, they're touring the world for the first time in years. The US, Canada, Europe, Japan, and Australia in 2005, hitting Sydney and Melbourne in January and February. For more info, head to the Gig Guide at triplej.net.au.
It is 22 past 6 on the Jays. We're about to take names. This is on honour, isn't it? The chance to be the last ever namer of one of our Wednesday morning quizzes. And I'm going to up the ante. What the hell? We're going to throw in one of our Adam and Will's special edition House of Spence designer T-shirts. You can only get those by making fantastic suggestions over today and tomorrow on the show over the phone, or by turning up to the Manning Bar at the University of Sydney from 6 o'clock this Friday morning for our final ever show. We've got Daniel on the line. Daniel, how are you going?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
What's your suggestion?
Australia versus Zimbabwe, the fourth and final test.
Oh, somebody sort of like Zimbabwe there.
Yeah.
In the cricket.
I don't mind that. That's all right. Australia versus Zimbabwe.
We're going to put you on hold there, Daniel. You've won a T-shirt. Congratulations. We've got Steve from Kellyville on the line. How you going, Steve?
I'm all right, mate. How you going?
What's your suggestion for the Anthony Zimbabwe quiz?
Thinking along the lines of, don't you want somebody to love?
Nice singing.
That's good. Don't you want somebody to love?
Nice singing. We've done so many Anthony Zimbabwe quizzes. We might have had that. That sort of sits in my memory. We'll put you on hold, Steve. Thanks for your suggestion.
Right,
okay, we've got James from Sydney. James, what have you got for us?
It's a holiday in Sambadia, the dead Kennedys.
Oh, nice. Holiday in Sumbadia. Put you on hold, James. You've won a T-shirt. Congratulations, mate. Okay, Deb from Melbourne. What have you got for us?
Based on, I want to have somebody all night long.
Oh, Lionel Richie's all night long. Because I think the line was, I want to have a party. We're going to have a party.
We're going to have a party. But
all
I want
night.
to have somebody all night long.
You want to have somebody all night long?
Sure.
I'm not sure somebody would last all night long.
We're going to put you on hold there, Deb, and you can fulfil your fantasy later when he comes on the show. We've got Kendall on the line. Kendall, what have you got for us?
I've got help. I need somebody. Help.
The Beatles.
Oh, nice.
Bloody hell.
That's good.
It's coming in thick and fast. You've won a T-shirt, Kendall. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
No trouble. And Philip from Barara. Now, Philip, if this is a good enough suggestion for the Anthony Somebody quiz, you can walk away with a special Adam and Will T-shirt. Hit us, Philip. What have you got?
The Alpine Mountain Project. Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Oh.
A bit of much-needed class.
Now, off you go and have your morning scotch. Wash it down with a couple of gin and tonics, Philip. Thank you, mate. You've won a T-shirt. Congratulations. Great stuff. Okay, so what? This holiday in Sombadia. Yep. Everybody loves somebody sometime.
Somebody versus Australia, the fourth test.
Oh, dearie me. What are we going with?
I liked weddings, somebody's anything.
Weddings, somebody's anything.
It just got that sense of, I think that's what Anthony's career might be a bit of. Weddings, somebody's anything.
Very true, isn't it? Weddings, somebody's and anything is the name of our quiz. Our final ever quiz is on the life and times of Anthony Sombadia.
But the prize can be a holiday in Sombadia.
Exactly. Now, you've written the quiz? No, he's bringing in the quiz.
No, we left it in the hands of Sombadia, I believe.
Whoa.
So I have no questions.
So we don't know yet if it's open.
We don't know if there is a quiz, I guess.
We don't know if it's open to anyone or if you've got to be an absolute Anthony Sombadia freak. But look, if you're backing yourself, give us a call, 1-800-0536. If you're calling from a landline, we need a guy and a girl, 1-800-0536. And before we go ahead, we've got Josh on the line. How are you going, Josh?
I'm good, thanks.
Why have you called us, mate?
I just wanted to say goodbye to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much, mate.
To us or to Anthony Sombadia?
Not really.
Okay, good work.
Because I can't listen to you guys, I'm going to camp.
Oh, no.
So
you're going to miss our last couple of shows.
Where's camp, mate?
It's on the Central Coast.
Like
it's called the Great Aussie Bush Camp.
School camp sort of thing. That'll be good fun.
Yeah. How old are you, mate?
11.
Awesome.
Oh, sweet. That'll be sweet.
So you want to say goodbye to Adam and Will?
Yeah.
And to anyone else?
Not really.
Okay.
Not to somebody?
You told me off air there was
you don't want to say goodbye to Anthony Sombadia?
You told me off air.
Sure.
You told me off air.
Are you a massive Anthony Sombadia fan?
Not really.
You told me off air there was someone you wanted to hear from, Josh?
Yeah, the maid.
There you go. That's why Josh actually rang me when I have a farewell from the maid, if the maid was in. Right. Well, we'll just check, Josh.
Housekeeping.
Oh, there you go.
Hello, Josh.
Hi.
Hello. I'd just like to say goodbye to you too. You're 11. You'd have a little mini bar. So, have fun at camp.
That's very important, mate, isn't it, that Josh keeps his room tidy on camp?
Oh, you got to keep your tent tidy on camp. I suppose I'm a little bit camp, but, that's all right. I keep myself tidy downstairs, if you know what I'm saying, Josh.
Yeah.
I go in for a Brazilian every week to keep myself tidy. I call it womb service. Housekeeping.
See you later, Josh.
See ya.
Joshy.
Thanks for your call, mate.
Bye.
You're on Triple J with Adam and Will. It's 6:27. Here's KMFDM.
Caught a glimpse of madness, virtual circus. It's a long way down. Hollow, no protection kit. You can scream, walk your wicked way, never getting what you need. Want what you want, when you want it. Want what you want. Want what you want, when you want it. Take me out. No mercy, mercy, no mercy. You are what you believe, and you are incomplete. Do as you please. Do what you will. Hang your head in shame, never getting what you need. Want what you want, when you want it. Want what you want. Want what you want. Want what you want, when you want it. Take me out. Don't risk your life and the lives of your comrades. Leave now and go home. Watch your children learn. Do not invite your own destruction. This is a road of no return. From here on out. From here on out. As the kingdom crashes, cause of actions. You're a hangman now. Swallow dust and ashes. Wish you can dream. Shout your maniacal praise, never getting what you need. Want what you want, when you want it. Want what you want. You want what you want, when you want it. Take me out. Don't risk your life and the lives of your comrades. Leave now and go home. Watch your children learn. Do not invite your own destruction. This is a road. This is a road of no return.
Yeah, that is KMFDM. If you're into that crossover, pioneering techno, dance, heavy metal, rapidly evolving, intense experimentation, industrial music.
I'm not, but I'm into bands that just have initials.
There you go.
As their band names.
KMFDM. Not to be confused with the KLF.
Oh, damn.
Or EMF.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be good if KLF and EMF got together and did a duet?
Well, they'd wrangle. They've wanted to for years, but there's just been disputes over the name, whether they should call themselves the KLEMF or the EMKLF or the KLFMEF, and it just gets ugly.
KLEMF.
KMFDM. KMFDM. German crossover techno-industrial. Coming to Australia, doing the Monkey Bar in Perth on Friday the 10th of December, the Hi-Fi Bar in Melbourne on Thursday the 16th of December, the Metro in Sydney on Saturday the 18th of December. KMFDM News Headlines time.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News Headlines. A United Nations report shows a slight increase in the annual number of Australians with HIV, but it also shows that women make up about 60% of new HIV infections. The federal opposition wants an investigation into the government's regional funding decisions, which shows money was earmarked for projects in marginal seats and electorates now under country independence. Supporters of Ukraine's Liberal opposition leader are being urged to march on the main presidential office in the capital, Kiev, in protest over the weekend's election result. The New South Wales opposition is calling on the state government to chemically castrate convicted pedophiles upon their release from jail. And in cricket, the first test between India and South Africa is headed for a draw.
Sure, this, country money was allocated to electorates that have independence. But the money was only going to be allocated by a businessman who went up to these independents and said, hey, look, off the record, if you want to get a swimming pool built, like, obviously, if you ever say that I offered you this swimming pool, I'm going to deny it. And John Anderson said to me, he said, if you want a swimming pool, I can't back up.
27-7
John Anderson
on the Jays.
If you wanted a swimming pool. But
Thank you very much, Rhianna Patrick.
I'm not saying this is an offer, but, if you know what I'm saying? Let's go for a walk.
It's good to see it's good to see the former Soviet republics branching into different areas of our specialty. And the Ukraine, and I spent a bit of time there, are world's best standard when it comes to running really shonky elections. Really dodgy elections where the dude back in Moscow's best mate gets up despite everyone going, I've never met anyone who ever voted for this dude. What's going on? Well done, Ukraine. Another world-class shonky election.
They call it the Pauline Hanson Dancing with the Stars phenomenon.
It is 27-7 on the Jays. We're not far away from the Anthony Sombardi quiz. It is 23 to 7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. It is quiz time, and the title of today's quiz, Weddings, Sumbatis, Anything, Part 4 of the Anthony Sumbati quadrology.
In your face, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, yeah.
We've got 4 episodes of this, baby.
One better. How are you this morning, Anthony Sumbati?
I'm great. Fantastic. Apart from being stuck in your lift, your tradesman's lift, let me tell you, it smells like builder's crack.
Sure.
Not that I've ever smelt builder's crack, but Jesus, what a stink bomb.
Was going to be my next question, Anthony, I must admit.
Now, how does it feel now that the second series of Idol has happened? Are you guys like yesterday's news now?
No,
What's going
but
on?
believe it or not, it's still token fat boy walking down the street. But apart from that, if one more bloody person calls me Courtney, I swear to God, I'm going to sock them and knock them out.
Okay.
I've had enough.
He's pumped up this morning, somebody.
Listen, I've got to tell you, last week I had this guy with a family. We're walking down Cronulla, because that's where I live, and we're walking down the street. Anyway, this guy looks at me and points, and he was so excited, and he's gone, Courtney, Courtney. I tell you, I was that ready to knock the bastard out. Excuse the language.
No.
Nothing. I just kept on walking. I didn't say a word, and he just he goes,
Oh, you should have done it. You should have knocked the bloke out, and then he would have been going around going, I met that Courtney. He's a real prick.
He's a bit rough, a bit of a wild man.
I was just rude, so hopefully that worked.
He could have been the second larger, comfortable-sized gentleman disqualified from the competition. And you'll become famous, but there's always a big moody guy.
I'm better looking though.
Now did we even need to say that? Now how many people were left in the quiz when you got the arse?
When I got the arse, good one.
8 to go, 10 to go? How many?
I think it was about 8.
Right, so you weren't
weren't
watching this year and noticing the person who went out at the same time and say, because you're
no.
equivalent to?
No, but I couldn't pick it this year at all.
No.
Casey won, which is a great thing.
Yeah, I thought she was excellent.
She's absolutely fantastic, and it will give her confidence. She's 16 years old, and Anthony will go somewhere anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
It's human nature.
Exactly.
I'm guessing. It's time for the quiz.
It is 20 to 7. We've got 2 contestants. We've got Lara from Melbourne on the line. How are you going, Lara?
Not bad. How are you?
Very good, thank you. What do you do with yourself?
I'm just a student, so not a lot.
What do you study?
International studies, which is arts and stuff.
Arts and stuff?
Arts and stuff.
With an international perspective?
Yes.
Fantastic. And who was your favourite contestant in Australian Idol last year?
Oh, I was a bit partial to Shannon, I have to say.
I'm sure you were. Well, if you think you know the answers to the quiz when Anthony asks them and Will gives you the options, scream out, what about me?
Righto.
Okay, that's your buzzer. We've got Steph from Terralgan on the line. How are you going, Steph?
I'm good.
What do you do with yourself?
I'm a student too.
What year are you in?
10.
Only in year 10. Well, you're up against someone who's doing
it's
international...
all girls day. It's the Sumbati train.
Studies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're hassling her about international studies, Steph.
Against someone who isn't even close to finishing high school.
Oh, it's on.
Bring it on.
It's on, Sumbati.
The ladies are getting a little bit emotional.
Relax, ladies. Keep the nails nicely.
There's enough of somebody to go around, girls. No need to fight. Steph, who was your favourite on last year's Australian Idol?
Oh, Millsy for sure.
Okay, well, you can buzz in with...
Here we go, on the bandwagon. That'll be right.
You can buzz in with Miss Vanity. Okay, if you think you know the answer. So what we're going to do this is somebody's going to ask the questions. Will's going to give you the options. Wait till you've heard the options. Take it away, Quizmaster Anthony Sumbati.
Alrighty. What do I have in common with Elle Macpherson and Ian Thorpe?
What does Anthony Sumbati have in common with Elle Macpherson and Ian Thorpe? The options are this. A, they have all released a range of celebrity lingerie. B, they all think Uncle Toby's breakfast cereal is fully sick. C, they've all had hot, wet sex with hot guys. Or D, they're all from the Shire.
What about me?
Yes, Lara.
They all think cereal's fully sick.
Oh, dearie man. I don't want to judge Anthony here, but I'm guessing a balanced cereal start to the day is not a big part of the man's diet.
I don't think so. The last time I ate cereal, I was probably 5 years old. I do have very, very good bowel movement.
Would you like to have a shot, Steph, at what you think D answer might be?
D.
D.
It is indeed D. They're all from the Shire, as Anthony said earlier when he said he was from Cronulla.
Yes,
yeah, the university education ain't doing much for you now.
Hey, Steph!
Oh, jeez.
Steph,
you ladies are on fire.
What are you having for play lunch today?
How was play lunch? Lara?
I haven't been yet.
Oh, put your claws away.
Will you make sure you're there by 9 o'clock while I'm still sitting around in my pyjamas?
Question 2, somebody, before this boils over.
Saucer of milk.
It's hot this morning. Alrighty, what is my middle name?
What is Anthony Sumbati's middle name? Is it A, Alexander, B, Millsy, C, Ban, or D, Daddy,
What
please
about
say
me?
you're
Miss
proud of me.
Vanity.
Hey, we haven't finished the options there. Can you finish option D, please, Will?
Option D is, Daddy, please say you're proud of me. I just want you to be proud of me.
What about me?
Yes, Lara.
Is it A?
It is indeed A.
You're
Hooray.
back in
Alexander.
the game.
Good stuff.
Anthony Alexander.
Oh,
AA.
yes.
Nice one.
Now, do we have any more regular questions, Will?
No, that's the regular question is done.
We've only had 2 questions.
Yeah.
Well, we're locked at 1-1.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Do we have a tiebreaker question?
We have a tiebreaker this morning. We are organised.
He is so professional, Anthony
Somebody.
All right,
This is why we've done 4 Somebody quizzes and only 1 Eddie Maguire quiz. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Okay, so first person to buzz in with a guess, fire away. What is the question?
Okay, the question is, in centimetres, how long is my sister's Chi-Chi?
Your sister?
I mean, sorry, my sister's dog Chi-Chi.
Jeez, somebody.
Got a bit potty here with somebody this morning.
Who wants to hop in there?
What about
Miss
me?
Vanity.
Well, I'll go with what about me first.
42.
No.
Is it higher or lower?
It's lower.
All right.
Miss Vanity.
Yep.
35.
No.
Back to you.
Lower.
Back to you, Lara.
28.
No, lower.
All multiples of 7 so far. I like that.
22.
No, lower.
17.
Oh, higher.
19.
Oh, this is epic.
Higher.
21.
Yes.
It is indeed 21.
My sister's Chi-Chi is 21 centimetres long.
Did you measure your sister's Chi-Chi just for the quiz?
Absolutely. I did it last night and I knew I needed to get some questions, so I found it there.
I gave you the hint there about multiples of 7, dudes. 42, 35, 28, 21 was the next one. Congratulations, Lara. You've walked away with the final quiz.
Yeah.
Weddings, Sumbatis, anything.
Hooray.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Lara had been mustering fake enthusiasm all morning and then she just ran out. Bad
I
luck.
gave it a red. I'll go.
Bad luck, Steph. What would you like to say to Lara as your worthy competitor?
Oh, well done.
Thank you. Have fun at school.
Oh, I will.
Oh, it's all forgiven now.
Oh, we've brought people back together.
Sit online, guys. We'll give you both a limited edition Adam and Will T-shirt from the House of Spence.
Can I just say hi to Will?
You just
Hi.
did.
I will.
Oh, there you go. We're going to let you go now, Steph. Okay, we've really... That didn't contribute much. No offence. Okay, it's 6:45 on the Jays. Anthony Somebody, will you stick around while we read the weather?
I'm staying. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, okay. Well,
Stuck to
security.
the seat.
Security.
Here is the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Weather up next on the Jays. It is 11 to 7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. In our last 3 shows ever, it's all about adding value, Will. It's all about giving the listeners a little bit more for sticking around.
You know what it is?
What's it about?
We took this Sumbati thing and we went, can we upsize that? Can we upsize that, please?
And have we
Bit of
managed?
extra value.
And what happened?
I said, well, you're about to do the weather. I said, Anthony, could you give us 6 facts that we might not know about Anthony Sumbati?
6 gems from the world of Sumbati.
Yeah, he's only had a couple of minutes to come up with these, but these are 6 things at home. If you're currently setting up www.anthonysumbati.com.
I presume that website already exists.
Yeah, all right. If you're suddenly setting up your random, unofficial Sumbati website, these are things you could put on the facts.
Here you go. Okay, so what we'll do is, Anthony, I'll say the weather. I'll leave you gaps. Give us one fact at a time. Townsville, some showers and 30 today. Brisbane, where Peter Beattie dispatched your emails about the public holiday request. We'll hear about it soon. Fine and 26. Give us an Anthony Sumbati fact.
Alrighty. Who was my first love at primary school? Lisa Coombs.
Really?
Lisa Coombs.
I played catch and kiss with her and got in trouble every single day because I used to run after all the girls, kiss them, grab them, and then push them away.
Really?
Parents were at school every afternoon abusing me, telling me to keep my hands off my...
You love machine. Newcastle.
Oh, that is a revelation.
Morning showers and 21. Sydney, cloudy with morning showers, 22.
A friend of mine, Ron Jeremy, porn star, with a long slong.
He's a mate of yours.
You're
mate of mine.
You're mates with Ron Jeremy, the porn star.
Absolutely.
Where'd you
I've
meet
known
up
the guy for about 3 years.
Really?
Canberra, dry and 24. Hobart, fine and 20.
My favourite car is a BMW X5.
Have you got one, or are you
drive.
trying to get one?
I'm getting one.
in losing our job.
BMW X5.
We've only got 3 days to go on the radio, and I've always said BMW handles superbly, even under wet conditions.
I know. As I was drinking my icy cold can of Coke, none of it spilled
Adelaide,
in the BMW.
fine and 30. Perth, an early thundery shower, then fine and 25. Another Sumbati fact.
While I was having sex this week on a bed, God forbid, the bed collapsed. And I'm sleeping on the floor at the moment.
Value added, people.
There you go.
Value added.
Something you really need to know.
A big hello to Lisa Coombs if she's listening. Ron Jeremy, whoever was listening. I know. Darwin, Storms and 33. Alice Springs, fine and 35.
An idol I was in love with during the first idol was Cosima.
Really?
Oh, you had the odds for
was
Cosima.
she involved
Yep.
in the slats
No,
incident?
she was not involved in the slaps.
Melbourne, fine and 21.
That's how she got the nodules.
Our final Anthony Sumbati moment.
The most famous person I've ever met, Michael Jackson.
Have you met Michael Jackson?
I met Michael Jackson. I was a kid. I was a little fat kid
You were a little
with
kid
my sister.
when you met Michael Jackson?
Yes,
Really?
in the Disneyland Hotel. I had a towel wrapped around me, and
Were you playing catch and kiss?
we weren't playing catch and kiss.
You're on the receiving end this time.
I was
weren't you,
getting out of the
Sumbati?
pool, guys. Relax.
Oh, that's fine. Anthony Sumbati, thanks for sharing the love on Triple J Breakfast.
No worries, guys. It's brilliant, and it's sad to see you guys go.
Oh, well,
3 more days.
There'll still be Anthony Sumbati.
I know.
8 to 7 on the
live
Jays.
on
Here is
beyond
Bright
us.
Eyes. Take it easy.
First with your hands, then with your mouth. A downpour of sweat, damp cotton clouds. I was a fool, you were my friend. We made it happen. You took off your clothes, left on the light. You stood there so brave, you used to be shy. Each feature improved, each movement refined, and eyes like a showroom. Now they're spreading out the blankets on the beach. Well, that weatherman's alive. He said it'd be raining, but it's clear and blue as far as I can see. Left by the lamp right next to the bed, on a cartoon cap hat, she scratched with a pen. Everything is as it's always been. This never happened. Don't take it too bad, it's nothing you did. Just once something dies, you can't make it live. You're a beautiful boy, you're a sweet little kid, but I'm a woman. I lay back down, wrap myself up in the sheet, and I must have looked like a ghost, 'cause something frightened me. And I've been so good at vanishing. Now I do as I please and I lie through my teeth. Someone might get hurt, but it won't be me. I should probably feel cheap, but I just feel free and a little bit empty. No, it isn't so hard to get close to me. There'll be no arguments, we'll always agree. And I'll try and be kind when I ask you to leave. We'll both take it easy. If you stay too long inside my memory, I will trap you in a song tied to a melody. And I'll keep you there so you can't bother me.
It is 5 to 7 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. Time for another Adam and Will track. Mr. Muggle is Richard Hill. Now, if the quality of the CD cover is any match of the CD, we've got
like
a winner.
Professional CD cover.
Or perhaps he's
We're not
put
judging it on that, though.
all the time into that. We'll find out. Here's Mr. Muggle. Adam and Will, the last breakfast.
Breakfast radio.
Exactly.
People are sharp on their way to work.
Bits with me? Yeah. Make them a bit louder. Yeah.
That's great.
I need a drink.
How far from Adelaide is Williston?
I'm not willing to answer that question.
Alice is going to have to drive, aren't they?
Try and build yourself a plane this afternoon. Give us a bit of Will action.
I'll sleep on the floor. It'll be
Where's Willie? Have a quick
very
drink.
special day.
Seriously, dude. Seriously, dude.
Rock up late and drunk. Easy for your dog to jump on catching girls and drinking beer.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why wouldn't you? And we've got.
Shannon Knoll swings both ways.
Hello.
Oh, you know, I have no objection to other people doing
I need
it.
a drink.
Yeah.
Funny coloured skin as far as I'm concerned.
Why don't these boats just stop?
There's no wilderness?
There's no wilderness?
We could have Stink Live a couple of years. Where's Willie Expedition?
What has Matt's ever done for the world?
Nothing at all.
Apparently not.
Really?
Right. Oh, well, that's brilliant.
Williston.
That's more like it.
Yep.
See, that's just a walk from my hotel.
Nice.
Okay, nice. Williston, I'll put that on the list.
Let's go for a bit of Where's Willie in Adelaide, may I say. I need a drink.
It's going to be a tough day now.
We'll see what we can do.
Rock up late.
I strongly recommend we pull out now.
All right, sure.
It says here, Mr. Muggle is Richard Hill, guitar, bass, drums and samplers featuring Adam and Will. Music written by Richard Hill, mixed and produced by Richard Hill. It's very Richard Hill, Mr. Muggle. It's all Richard Hill. What did you think of Richard Hill and Mr. Muggle?
I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
Not enough of us.
No. Too much Richard Hill?
Yeah, too much Richard Hill.
Here's the Sahara Hot
the
Nights.
Richard Hill tribute track,
Hot Night Crash on Triple J.
We're stuck and I'm halfway through your door. I've said it before. Listen, this is the last time we won't fool ourselves no more. Been at it for days. We are brand new. We're already set in our ways. Funny how to believe we fall to pieces way too easily. Got our hands on the action. We've been trying really hard to find. We got stuck on all this love and
Rhianna Patrick with the latest from the Triple J newsroom. AIDS experts say the federal government must do more to tackle the disease despite relatively low infection rates in Australia. The head of the Australian Federation of AIDS Organisations, Dom Baxter.
The federal government took 2 years to review the current strategy and release its response, which came out in November last year, and nothing much has happened since. And yet we had rises in infections. So in terms of showing, initiating leadership, the Australian government has actually been not performing very well, certainly not as a world model at the moment.
The UN's annual AIDS epidemic update says 3 million people will die from AIDS-related complications this year, with nearly 40 million people now HIV positive. The Nobel Peace Laureate Archbishop Desmond Tutu says South Africa is sitting on a powder keg if it fails to eradicate extreme poverty in the country.
We cannot glibly, on full stomach, speak about handouts to those who often go to bed hungry.
The Archbishop says the process of black economic empowerment, which was designed to help the poor, has instead benefited a small recycled elite. He says poverty is threatening national security and millions of South Africans are forced to endure it every day. The Justice spokesman for the New South Wales opposition, Andrew Humphison, says child sex offenders should be chemically castrated as a condition of their parole.
Chemical castration is a process whereby injection and the application of a variety of drug alternatives, the propensity, the desire to molest and the urge to molest children in particular can be substantially diminished.
Mr Humphison says chemical castration has reduced repeat offences by convicted pedophiles overseas, but the New South Wales government has dismissed the idea as simplistic nonsense. US-led forces in Iraq have launched a new attack aimed at clearing out what they've described as insurgent hotbeds south of Baghdad. Military officials say the operation involves about 5,000 troops, including British soldiers and an Iraqi SWAT team. Tens of thousands of Ukrainian opposition supporters have marched on the president's office seeking to install their leader in power. Earlier, the pro-Western Viktor Yushchenko symbolically took the oath of office in Parliament, while around 200,000 backers rallied outside in the snow. As the crowd then moved towards the presidential offices, witnesses say anti-riot police took up positions nearby. The British government's announced a range of new measures to fight global terrorism and organised crime, but opposition parties have accused the British Prime Minister Tony Blair of scaremongering in the lead-up to his re-election bid. To sport, and the Australian Open is celebrating its centenary, and the field for this year's event at the Australian Golf Course will include 13 former champions. Triple J.
Triple J. Can I say that? Yeah.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It happened.
G'day. Oh, wow, that's really loud.
Oh, God, that's dodgy.
Yeah, turn down my headphones.
Sounds great.
That'll be Triple J. Now don't you believe me? Or can't you see I'm full of lies? Or something once pure. I came to the city to build a mountain of envy, and I'm married a can of tea. So let's stay out tonight. I just can't stop it. I just can't stop it. Ooh, girl, I said, ooh, whatever happened, my friend. Ooh, girl, I said, ooh, whatever happened, my friend. Carhane. So if I betray you, I won't be the first, you won't be the last. Or something once pure. I'm Paramount Pictures. I'm Andy Warhol with other peers. Hey, has-beens, I'm the American dream. So let's stay out tonight. You see, I just can't stop it.
7 on Triple J. Adam and Will with you. That's the Thrills. Whatever happened to Corey Haim? And I can assure you, good people, 20 years from now, they will not be singing pop songs, Whatever Happened to Jason Smith, the star of Home and Away, because this guy is going places. Stellar trajectory. You saw him on Ocean Star on the ABC a couple of years ago. Now you see him on Home and Away. Welcome to Jason Smith's World. How you going, Jason?
Oh, look, I'm good. Good morning. It's great to be here. Very excited. Lovely to meet you guys.
It's
professional, isn't he?
We've actually, this was nice. But
I've been trained like this.
But Jason and I have actually met previously.
Yes.
We met last
we did.
Friday
Just
when
last Friday.
when I completed one of my top 10 things I wanted to do this year. Because one of mine on my list was I wanted to appear in the background of a scene in Home and Away.
Yes.
Yes.
And my dream has come true.
What a vaulting ambition for you to harbour all your life.
What number was that on the list, can I ask?
9.
9, right.
But it was in the top 10.
That's right. Closer to 10 than 1. That's all right.
No, you start low and you
That's
work
right.
up.
Okay,
You know,
all right.
you don't just walk into the school dance and ask the prettiest girl to boogie.
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
You've got to work up your confidence, your courage. You saw Will firsthand doing the acting. What was he like, Jason? Were you in any scenes together?
Yeah, we were actually. I
Ooh.
did 2 scenes with him, and I've got to say talent.
Yeah.
Talent with a capital T.
Yeah.
Is that the T at the beginning or at the end?
No, both.
Okay.
That's what I was missing.
That's
Okay.
Talent with a capital T.
That's right. It was Alan.
You put the Allen into
That's
talent.
right. That's right.
If I can just bring talent to the job, I'll really nail it.
Sure.
I sort of took on the mentor role. You know, I was there for
Nice.
guidance, reassurance.
Nice.
Jason was my Mr. Miyagi.
Sure.
That's right.
my Karate
that's right.
Kid.
I taught him the moves. You
Yeah.
know, and it's background artist these days, not extra.
Yeah,
You've got more
that's
of a
it.
title.
This is the truth. This is the thing. Like they told me when I got in there, I said, like I'm an extra today, and they went, no, background artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the extras have got a bit uppity.
Yeah,
that's right.
Is it a
They're
union
protesting.
thing?
You just see the streets.
Oh, really?
They're going off.
Well, I presume, because if someone like, you're great impressionist painters, when they're doing one of those beautiful landscapes and there's trees in the background, but if they consider those trees just to be extras, that ruins the entire painting.
Absolutely.
It's part of the composition, isn't it?
They had dressed me also. When I got to Channel 7's wardrobe, the Summer Bay wardrobe,
Yes.
I think they really did take the 3 things the 3 shirts that Big Kev rejected.
That's right. And more.
And put me in those.
Nice.
Hideously Hawaiian, I've got to say.
What were you doing in the background in these scenes? Were you in conversation? Were you leaning against a bar?
Well, the thing is, the great thing about being in the diner is there's so much you can do.
Yeah.
That's right.
You can be at the jukebox.
It's a jukebox.
And I'll tell you what, there's some songs on that jukebox that I'm not sure are real songs.
That's right.
I've never heard of Poo in My Shoe.
That's right.
Really?
What? Yeah, no.
That's one of no, I won't say that.
No, that's right. There's lots to do. There's lots to do in the diner. It's an endless fun.
Could you hear the scene that was taking place in front of you whilst you were you so intensely in the moment of being a background artist that you couldn't even,
Well, in the first scene, it was quite good because I was sitting in the back. I was just actually sitting in one of the booths in the diner when a scene was going on.
Yeah.
Sort of making conversation with... The only problem was most of the background artists, how old would you say most of them are?
Oh, at least between 13 and 16 years old.
Nice.
It's an establishment. We breed them young.
Nice.
I'm getting the impression they go with people who might look like they were kids
That's right.
in the diner
Sure.
at Summer Bay. So I'm doing a lot of scenes with people who are quite clearly young enough to be my children.
Right,
And
okay.
you decided to take on the persona. Was it the drunken school teacher? No,
The dodgy PE
the dodgy
teacher.
PE
Nice.
teacher. That's
Because
right.
there was a lot of
Who's
me
going
just
out with-
offering to give young boys massages and
Sure.
stuff going on in the
That's right.
background.
Sure.
Yes.
But then in my final scene, they've made me partner up,
Put it with a 13-year-old girl, might I say?
hand in hand,
Nice.
through the diner.
Nice.
Love. This is where love comes from, mate.
I
This is
really
relationships can start this way.
I really felt like there's going to be a scene of me, in the Summer Bay prison.
So in the course of
That's right.
in the
Before and
course
after.
in the course of those couple of episodes on air, your character really does emerge and evolve.
There's 3 apps. I'm across 3 apps. Mate.
That's
Wow.
right, 3 M's.
3 apps.
That's a whole week.
Champion.
Yeah,
That's a
15,
special.
16 and 17s, mate.
Having
Wow.
you along was like royalty. You've set a new bar. We've had Atomic Kittens.
Yeah.
We've had Paulini.
Yeah,
You've
right.
set a whole new standard, mate.
The Australian
A whole
Women's
new
Netball.
standard.
Now, with it, when you're in the background talking, are you guys miming? Are you actually saying words really quietly, or you're just literally miming with the lips?
Well, let me ask you this, Justin, because I noticed there was a few different people. Some were going with the mime, and some were going with the whisper. As one of the
Ooh.
professional actors,
Yes.
there, what do you prefer your background artists to go with?
Mime.
I want them to start yelling. Talk to me. Interact. That's what I want,
Really?
Just come and talk to me.
Really?
I think just add it. A bit of improv, ad lib.
Yeah.
That's what I like to see.
Why didn't you shag Sarah when you had the chance?
That's right. That's exactly right.
That's not going to come back in a hurry, you idiot. Bit of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I was tempted at one stage because I wasn't getting served my food in
Sure.
the diner,
Right.
just to start shouting about,
Oi!
Oi!
Colleen!
Over here!
That's right.
Colleen!
I'm starving.
Irene!
I'm flaming hungry.
I'm flaming hungry,
It's
Irene.
11 past 7 on Triple J. We're talking with Jason Smith from Home and Away. Here's Yola Tango. Weather up next.
Someone to hide behind. I don't mind. I don't mind. You need to be alone to unwind. That's alright. That's alright. Sure, I know it's hard. You know that it's that way for everyone. Everyone. Some things go wrong. You sing so low, you even blame the sun. You blame it as the cause of the shadows on the wall. They're not as bad as they appear. Could it be that it's the season of the shark? Do you need someone to help you through? Well, I don't know. I don't know. Someone to take questions for you. I don't know. I don't know. I wanna be one to make you feel okay right now. Some way, somehow. When I fall short, I sing so low, I even blame the crowds. Blotting out the sun and the shadows on the wall. That's why you feel alone. Could it be that it's the season of the shark? Please don't be afraid. No matter how much out there scares you so. Scares you so. Just look around. If it's not me, then someone else you know. Not alone at all. Ignore the shadows on the wall. They don't mean a thing. Could it be that it's the season? I believe that it's the season of the shark. Could it be that it's the season of the shark?
16 past 7 on the Joe's Yola Tango, Season of the Shark, off their Summer Sun CD, episode 16. 2 to the power of 4 and 4 to the power of 2, the only number that can be written in reverse power formation. Oil approved that. in 1772, but you don't need me to tell you that. Jason Smith, episode 16 of The Weather. He's looking scared now and edging nervously towards...
I remember when I first had that look.
Yeah.
But
now,
it got beaten out of me.
What we're going to do here with the weather, why don't we take a few facts about your character?
Yes.
Robbie Hunter.
Yes.
Robbie on...
Which Jason plays
Okay.
on Home and Away.
Yes.
Townsville, some showers and 30. Brisbane, fine and 26. Give me a Robbie fact.
He likes to invent inventions that don't actually quite... He thinks he's an inventor, mad key inventor, but they never work out.
Really?
I can see what a great crossover opportunity. Robbie Hunter on the New Inventors on ABC.
Co-host.
They've called me. Can't do it.
And then
Contract problems.
James O'Loughlin just
Turned it
walking into
down.
the diner one day and everyone going, wow.
We've just signed him up for 3 years, so it's pretty exciting. Looking for a new science teacher.
Newcastle. Morning showers and 21.
The dark past.
James O'Loughlin would nail.
He would be a great science teacher with the dark past.
Sydney. Cloudy and morning showers, 22 degrees. Another Robbie fact.
He's been bitten by a snake before and been in 3 car accidents.
Really?
Yeah, and survived all 3.
In a year?
In a year.
It's a dangerous place.
Isn't it?
It's on the edge.
They've got to fix the roads.
They've got the best doctors
Could
ever
they
in the world.
lobby the Summer Bay Council?
They need something. Traffic lights at least. We're sick of the roundabouts.
He's got to stop trying to invent his own cars.
I don't think that's right.
And just use the ones they sell in the shops.
Cardboard cutouts.
Canberra, dry and 24. Hobart, fine and 20.
He's now going to become a heroin dealer. Just joking.
What?
Really?
Just joking.
I thought Summer Bay got a bit controversial.
That's right.
He's on the flaming horse.
He's
on the flaming horse, Irene.
That's right.
Start selling smack at Little Lunch.
He's stoned as flaming crows.
Adelaide, fine and 30. Perth, an early thundery shower, then fine 25 degrees.
He likes to do his nude runs. Him and Tash, Isabel Lucas. I've done 3 of those.
Yeah, I've heard about this.
Yeah, they love a nudie run.
Love a nudie run.
Start watching.
Robbie's the nudist.
Any special occasion needed for a nudie run? Or just, God, it's been a few months since we've got naked around the beach. Off we go.
Yeah, no, look, we went camping, got wet, clothes off, truth or dare, nude.
God.
I like to nude it up.
Darwin.
Really? This is so good.
Darwin. Now
When are they going to make Home and Away uncut?
You're not going to believe
So
this.
we can see this stuff.
I've already pitched it.
Darwin, you won't believe this. Storms and 33 today. Alice Springs, fine and 35. Another Robbie fact.
He has a vow of celibacy with his girlfriend, so they don't get it on until he's married.
Really? So he runs
that's
out.
going to make those nudie runs uncomfortable,
It
isn't it?
is. He's had a few problems, if you know what I'm saying.
Melbourne, fine and 21. Our final Robbie Hunter fact.
This is my favourite. This is the all-time favourite moment. I don't think I'll ever be able to forget this one. This is when he couldn't get it up with him and Tash one night. They,
Really?
Things were, he got anxiety problems.
He was going to break the vow of celibacy.
He was. No, this actually caused them to make the vow of celibacy.
Oh.
So he doesn't have as much a vow of celibacy as he just can't get it up.
Right.
It's just a term.
In the same
He's
way.
waiting until he gets married or buys Viagra.
That's right.
Yeah, right. In the same way that I've
Christian.
In the same way that I've promised my mum so much, Christmas with the family is so important. I promise never to be selected for Australia in the Boxing Day Test in cricket. I just want to do it because time with the family is important to me. Jason Smith, thank you so very much. Now, you've seen Will in action. Does he have a career? We finished the radio this Friday.
I mean, could I be a professional background artist?
You could be a professional anytime.
If you were going to cast Will, you're talking about James O'Loughlin as the naughty science teacher. You're going to cast Will. Will rocks up and they say to you, we've got to put him in Home and Away. We need a new character. What does Will do?
I'm seeing uni students. I'm thinking older, go out with the older woman, possibly Irene, Colleen.
Mature age
Just
uni
keep it
students.
fresh. Keep it fresh.
Cracking onto the grannies. As part of his policy of keeping it fresh. Thank you very much, Jason Smith.
Thanks for having us and good luck.
20 past
Enjoyed your work.
7 on the Joes. His centipede.
Oh, I can't get that image out of my head.
Big fan of your work too, Jason Smith.
Irene and Colleen.
Oh.
Today's the day I go away in a flash. faith. Me and no possibility. In a flash of difference, you build it up in your head that way. I lie down, wait for the ripple effect. Can you splash it yet? Are you at that way? I lie down, wait for a scrubbing brush so that you can wash the imperfect away. Can you splash it yet? Can you splash it yet? Can you splash it yet? Can you splash it
That's Centipede on Triple J. And the track Save Your Cool Soul. It's 7:24. Adam and Will with you now. A lot of our listeners, Will, are big on politics and big on the democratic process. So I've got three pieces of super democracy news for Triple J breakfast listeners.
Is it Super Democracy Wednesday?
It is.
Oh, wow.
It is. Rosie Beaton's having a special super democracy request this evening.
Super Democracy Super Request.
From 6 o'clock. Three things. If you're in Melbourne or Victoria in general and you love a bit of democracy, this Saturday from 1:45 at the University of Ballarat Mount Helen campus, there's a big public forum on democracy in Australia and politics in Australia as part of the Eureka Democracy 150 conference. 1:45. It's free for people 25 and under. 1:45 p.m. this Saturday, Mount Helen campus, University of Ballarat. I'm convening a forum on democracy.
Oh,
two.
Wow.
If
you're really celebrating that day after we finish radio.
You
in
better.
style, aren't you?
Oh, two. If you're in Queensland now and you believe in a little bit of democracy, we're having our own election to end the show on which Guns N' Roses track we should play today.
Yep.
To take the show, give us a call now, Queensland callers, 1-800 055536, 1-800 055536, and we need not just the name of a track, we need a policy reason why. Yesterday was the girl for whom...
So you had a party in year 7.
Yes, and Sweet Child of Mine.
Sweet Child of Mine, they've been heating up pot in the microwave, the parents came home.
Sweet Child of Mine was the song.
It was a horrible story.
The song that was on the CD player when Mum and Dad walked into the house in tatters.
The caller that we put to air for our Guns N' Roses track from Queensland will give one of the Adam and Will Last Time T-shirts.
Whoa! 1-800 055536. The only other way you can get those Last Time T-shirts is to turn up to the Manning Bar this Friday from 6 till 9 in the morning, where we do our last ever radio show. More details after 7:30 about the Stellar Cast live this Friday.
But hang on, let me count this through. You've given me 1, 2... You've only given me 2 pieces of democracy news.
Well, here's
You promised me 3. Where's my democracy triple play?
Here, I'll play you the third leg of your democracy triple play. This is Peter Beattie on the show the other day.
So what would we call it? The Adam and Will Memorial Holiday?
There you go.
Oh, see, there you go.
That's got a ring to it, hasn't it?
Tell you what I'll do. If enough people email me, I'll give it some thought. That's the first thing. The second thing is I really need, notwithstanding what I said about Canberra, I should consult the Prime Minister. So if the Prime Minister and I agree, then we'll have the Adam and Will Memorial Holiday.
You're going to run it past the Prime Minister. We will hear what happened. Democracy in action.
Has Peter Beattie run it past the Prime Minister? Has he received our facts? What's going on? Is Friday going to be a public holiday?
I hope we didn't fax it. I hope we attach it to an email, because there were about 3,000 responses. Otherwise, poor meaty Peter Beattie's there in his office right now going, Jesus! It's the 800th
machine's
page!
been going for 9 days.
It's 7:26. We'll hear from Peter Beattie after 7:30. Here's Plan Life and Star Dancer. That's Plant Life and Star Dancer on Triple J. God, you could shake a bit of booty to that, couldn't you? Talking about Star Dancers, it's news headline time.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with Triple J News Headlines. The annual UN AIDS update shows that the virus has claimed more lives this year than ever before. The federal opposition leader says the party needs to be careful that it doesn't overanalyse its recent election loss. The British Prime Minister Tony Blair puts tackling crime and terrorism at the top of his re-election bid. Motoring groups are warning the owners of old cars that service stations will stop selling lead replacement petrol by the end of the year. 2 Sport and New South Wales will start at 2 for 42 against Victoria on day 2 of the 4-day cricket match. And a new European study shows that although church may be good for your soul, it's not good for your lungs, as burning candles and incense can cause dangerous levels of carcinogenic particles.
I would have thought, if I can advise the federal opposition leader for a second, you've got to be careful that Labor doesn't overanalyse their recent election loss. I would have thought the 3-word analysis, "you sucked whole," would pretty much... That gives you all the detail you need.
Don't overanalyse it.
I thought it was pretty clear cut.
Are you sure it wasn't we bit ass?
Yeah, you guys totally bit.
Was it sucked hole or bit ass?
I don't think there's any need to go into much more detail.
Did we blow the big one, or did we suck ass or bite ass?
It is 29.
Did we suck ass or suck hole or bite hole or
to
suck
8
ass?
on the J's.
I did like this story about the church being carcinogenic. Isn't that just like, you can imagine the priest out front going, and on the 3rd day, God said, never be like.
Exterminate.
And Jesus said, exterminate. Exterminate.
People nicking out the front just for a quick whiff of incense.
Yeah.
It's probably an atheist researcher.
Sorry, mate, I was an 8 ceremonies a week guy.
It is
trying to cut down to 6.
29 minutes to 8 on the J's.
November is Triple J's Australian Music Month.
And this weekend, it's all Australian music, all weekend.
People walking straight and narrow down illusionary lines.
There'll be a special J-file on the Hilltop Hoods.
It's an all-Australian Net 50. And if that's not enough excitement, you can catch Robbie Buck selecting his fave Australian videos as part of Rage on ABC TV.
And you know that we're heaps good. We've been waiting for so long for the sunshine.
Get carried off with Australian music this month on Triple J.
It is 28 to 8 on the J's. Democracy in action, people. The Premier of Queensland, Peter Beattie's on the line. How are you going this morning, Peter?
I'm very good. Adam and Will, how are you?
Great, thank
mate,
you.
I'll tell you what, and there's a bit of a push. I don't know how long you want to stay in Queensland, Peter Beattie, because since you announced on this show last week that you would push for a public holiday for us, there has been a groundswell of opinion from Triple J listeners, Beattie for Canberra.
Exactly.
So you've got very intelligent listeners, see?
Haven't we? And we
say, no, you guys are really going to terrify Canberra, because I've got 2,500 emails on holiday. You would wreck the two-party system. You're more popular than the Prime Minister.
We did have someone tell us that if you've got a bit of trouble convincing them in some rural areas that we need a public holiday, a few dollars in a brown paper bag is getting people talking at the moment, if you know what I'm saying, Peter.
Well, not in Queensland.
Certainly not. No, certainly not.
New South Wales. Now, I've written to the Prime Minister last night, and I've sent him the 2,500 emails that have come in from all your listeners. And this is what I've said, if you can give me a minute.
Yeah,
please.
Dear John, it is again a pleasure. Hang on. It is again a pleasure to write to you, but this time it's on, let's say, a different issue. I am unsure if you are a Triple J listener, because I didn't know. I had to check.
Sure.
But the lads from the Breakfast Show, Adam and Will, are leaving and requesting that you and I consider a public holiday to mark this sad event. I know that you have a great connection with the nation's youth, and I attach some of their submissions for our consideration of such an event. That's the 2,500. I did add, though, hope all is well in Chile. The Puncho look is one I don't think will be taken up down under, but the genuine warmth of the meetings between yourself and the others was palatable. All the best, Peter Beattie. I thought I'd be really nice to him.
Didn't you? You know how to play the game, Peter Beattie, don't you?
You've buttered him up.
Haven't
That's what
you?
I like.
You've covered him in butter and sprinkled pepper on top. As someone who's in touch with the youth of Australia, loved you in the poncho, how can he say no?
Well, I've put it on his desk now, so this morning, or whenever he gets back, he's going to be sitting at reading 2,500 emails. It's up to him.
That was the bit that's filled you with joy mostly, isn't it, Pete? That you've said the Prime Minister 2,500 emails he's going to have to go through.
Well, people don't normally write to him, you see, so he will actually take this on board and read it.
So if the nation grinds to a halt for the next 4 or 5 months, and people are going, well, what about Telstra? I'll get to it.
Yeah,
what about APEC? I'll get to it. I'm reading Gary from Hobart who wants a bloody public holiday 3 months ago.
I tell you what, there'd be a public holiday in his office because he'd be spending all day reading 2,500 emails.
Now, what do you think of our chances, knowing the Prime Minister and having worked with him on stuff? How is he in trying to fast track something through? Because obviously we need it by this Friday.
Well, getting anything out of Canberra in a hurry is a problem, I must admit. So that's why I sent it last night. As soon as I got the 2,500, I've got to tell you, the other thing I should add, you got very intelligent listeners too.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah.
Having read some of the emails, they were considered thoughtful, and some of them have been submitted as PhD theses.
It's fair to say, Peter, we did a tiny bit of editing at our end. You didn't receive every single one of the emails.
Not every one.
No, and it's probably best for both us and for yours and the Prime Minister's self-esteem that we did a little bit of culling at our end before we sent them through. Look, thank you so much for working on our behalf, Peter Beattie.
All right, guys, and good luck.
Thank you.
Peter, when you're our Prime Minister,
yeah,
I just want a job. Maybe in Youth Advisory Affairs, something like that, all right, mate?
Well, it'd lift the IQ level in Canberra if we did.
24 to 8 on the Jays. Have a great day, Peter Beattie.
See you guys. Bye.
Here is Infusion on Triple J and the Careless Kind.
Kick me, shake me, save me. Switch the dial, climb inside, grab my head and push on by. Over there, they're too big for us. We slip between unnoticed. Do you know what it feels to be loose again? Time after time, you force me blind to solve the crimes I locked within me, building up the kid inside. But I'm worlds behind the tracks of the careless kind. Brushed aside, pleas and cries, and step into the searchlight. You spread too thin to be noticed. Overlook those trials ahead, to tempt the field again, feeding from the hands of the careless kind. Hardens what's left of me, time after time. You force me blind to solve the crimes I locked within me, building up the kid inside. But I'm worlds behind, I'm worlds behind. Time after time, you force me blind to solve the crimes I locked within me. Desperate lines of early time, but I'm worlds behind the tracks of the killer's kind.
Yeah, the new one from Infusion, The Careless Kind, off 6 Feet Above yesterday. Their massive album from 2004.
Can I just say on that Peter Beattie thing?
Yes, you can.
Because it's our last week.
It is.
And I hope I don't get sacked for saying this, but it's our last week.
Say it.
Peter Beattie best premier in Australia,
Whoa!
for sure.
Whoa!
But not just because, like, he comes on and helps us out.
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't think that any politician loses anything from, getting involved in something like that.
Exactly.
He's just a great bloke, good
Exactly.
value, having a bit of a laugh, and it just shows a politician has a sense of humour and, like, actually gives a shit about anyone under the age of about 40.
I think the only reason a politician wouldn't do it would be if they felt really uneasy about being on our show or didn't think they had the sort of smarts to be able to be vaguely, and they just end up looking totally out of touch and nerdish or something. But I think when Bob Carr came on the show when we were doing the Sydney has lost the Olympics, Frank, he nailed that.
Yeah,
he genuinely convinced people that it had gone to Melbourne.
And I genuinely mean this. I just wish, like, as a general rule, more politicians from both sides would give it a go.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, when you invite someone on your show, on any sort of show, you don't really want to make fun of them or ridicule them. You kind of invite them on to be part of it. Yeah. If people did, I think people would just connect a little bit more with the political system and what's going on.
If you brought them on the show and made them really look like complete fucking idiots, well, that would happen once.
Yeah, exactly.
And
It'll never happen again.
in the next 6 years, you would never get a guest from either side of politics on your show.
But I just wish that occasionally people would do that because I think it would just actually get people a bit more involved.
Exactly. And here's someone who gets people involved.
Hey, ladies!
How are you this morning, Stinky?
Yeah.
Nothing says I love you like a bourbon, and nothing says bourbon like the stink.
No worries, man. I'm on for you.
19 to 8 on the Jays. Our last regular touchdown with the stink ever. How are you going, Stinky?
Oh, yeah, it's an emotional day.
Isn't it?
Oh, mate, the tears are streaming from my butt.
Were you
from your butt?
Yeah.
No.
It's a weird congenital defect you've got there. Are you excited to hear your premier, Meaty, Peaty, Block Rock and Beatty on the show?
Oh, yeah, well, we were on time delay, so I haven't heard it yet. But I look forward to hearing it.
Good point. Very good.
About an hour from now, do you look forward to hearing Peter Beatty on the show?
Be awesome.
Now, what we've done, Stink, you've been such a major contributor to the show for so many years, is we've put together a little montage of what you mean to us, okay?
Oh, that's going to be great to listen to.
I'll play it to you, and we can just spend a bit of time reflecting. Here is the stink in retrospect at 18 to 8 on Triple J. It is time to
Sniff out the stink.
Why are you called the stink?
I don't know. I think I might have just been to the toilet and it was the first thing that come to my head.
Stink, this is your life.
What would you like to say to the people who've made you who you are, Stink?
To Dad, I'd like to thank you for shaping me in the minimum proportion that you've shaped me. To Miss Joyce, my teacher, I'm a painter, thanks for nothing. Canberra Raiders defeated St George, being Canberra, man, went, yeah, we got them, we smashed them. And I looked up and the bloody Spanish bombing was on.
We pulled up at Bistro Lake Bruno.
Who's we?
Me and Wolfie. I took Wolfie.
Wolfie, excellent.
She brought out a bottle of wine that tasted like fruity elixir cask wine, so we nailed that pretty quick.
Let's have a big round of applause. We all love the stink. Well done, Stinky. Oh. Don't the memories just come flooding back? That time when you're cheering for Canberra and St George almost got you arrested for the Madrid train bombing.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm like a small child to mark up a tennis camp. I've been touched. Beautiful stuff, that. Oh, can you print out a copy of that on a CD? I can use that as my resume for me further in my radio career or something.
Now, see, I do want to ask, Stink, because this is your last opportunity, on the Australian airways, at least on our show.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you've wanted to get off your chest over the years that you haven't had the opportunity to?
Yeah, Earthorpe's gay.
Stinky.
Everyone dodges around it, but let's get it out there.
You can't say that, Stinky. He said that he's not. You can't say that.
Now, this Friday, we are, of course, making the final announcement of who's going to host Triple J Breakfast next year. Are you going to be there at the show?
Yeah, I'm coming down.
That is just as well.
Yeah, it's going to be... I know, I'll be sitting there,
That's where Thorpe's lawyers will be able to find you.
Yeah, exactly.
Smack him.
Now, so we'll have you there on Friday, yeah?
Yeah, I'm definitely coming Friday, and I'm selling my own merchandise.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to get some stickers made up, and I'm going to sell them on the day so I can try and fund me trip.
Stinkers?
Yeah, stinkers.
Right, you can buy a stinker.
Have you had these designed yet, Stinky?
Yeah, I've got to get them printed today.
Yeah,
what are they going to say on them, Stinky? Dare I ask?
It's going to have a picture of me giving the big thumbs up.
Yeah.
And you know who really loves the stink? ... your mum.
Right. Excellent.
They're going to be $70 each.
Only $70. Limited range. How many are you printing?
100.
Okay. 7,000 lazy bucks for the Sting.
Yeah. No, they'll only be $5. And I'll be selling them out of a cardboard box next to the real merch stand.
Excellent. We look forward to seeing you there on the day, Sting.
If I don't do it that way, the bloody, the man will be stealing my money.
Exactly. 7:45 on the Jays. Thank you very much, Sting. We'll see you on Friday.
Cardboard box and buy a sticker, and you can stick it on your, stick it on your wallet or something.
Excellent.
Okay.
That's the limited edition, the Stink. Who loves the Stink? Your mum.
Help buy a few of those stickers. Help him fund his legal case.
It is 7:45 on the Jays. Here's the Donners. Fall behind me.
She caught it, had a point, but she forgot it. When you skip steps on the way up, the gaps have a way of catching up, and you can't cover that with makeup. You're gonna fall behind me, you're gonna cry and beg for mercy. Nothing on me, and you got nothing on me. Now that I'm getting to know her, part of me wants to show her who she's really screwing over. 'Cause she's got nothing real, taking everything she can't steal. Just like it was her last meal. You're gonna fall behind me, you're gonna cry and beg for mercy. 'Cause you're not ready, baby, and you got nothing on me. You're gonna fall behind me, you're gonna cry and beg for mercy. 'Cause you're not ready, baby, and you got nothing on me, and you got nothing on me. How long is she gonna be around? And how long do we have to watch her dumbing down? 'Cause when it's cheap it fades fast. And how long does she think it's gonna last? You're gonna fall behind me, you're gonna cry and beg for mercy. 'Cause you're not ready, baby, and you got nothing on me. You're gonna fall behind me, you're gonna cry and beg for mercy. 'Cause you're not ready, baby, and you got nothing on me, 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 and you got nothing on me.
12-8 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you. As we mentioned, our last ever show this Friday from the Manning Bar at the University of Sydney from 6 till 9 in the morning. Listen on the radio anywhere around the country, or you can get along to see Adam and Will on radio live. Triple J Breakfast for last time.
Girling, Friends on the Cops, Andrew Denton, Catherine Cox.
Radio play.
Ian Turpie, I believe, maybe even.
Anna Corrin's going to be there.
I heard word Baby John Burgess is a possibility.
Anna Corrin's going to be there, and I'm going to do one of the top 10 things I've wanted to do all year.
It's going to be massive.
11
and
to
you've
8.
got a bombshell to drop.
Bombshell dropped after 8:30 on the final show.
I've got no bombshells.
It is episode 15 of The Weather. Townsville, some showers and 30. Brisbane, fine and 26. Newcastle, morning showers and 21. Sydney, cloudy, morning showers and 22. Canberra, where as I speak, our glorious leader pores over your emails to decide whether we have a public holiday, Adam and Will Day, this Friday. Canberra, dry and 24. Hobart, fine and 20. Adelaide, fine and 30. Perth, an early thundery shower, then fine and 25. Darwin, storms and 33. Alice Springs, fine and 35. Melbourne, fine and 21 degrees. Reece Muldoon trotted out one of the best gay schools ever last week off the back of your suggestions, where you wanted to hear, amongst other things, Albury being cut off by a freeway, bingo calls being worked into it, mobile phone etiquette. One of our listeners has been thrown out of a cinema because their phone went off, and Thorpe saying that certain breakfast cereals, fully sick. Also, single mums whose new boyfriends don't understand what it's like dealing with kids in relationships. Here is Gay School, 10 to 8 on the Jays.
The Wodonga family were all dressed up and were waiting in the lounge room to meet Mum's new boyfriend. Ian, Albury and Bingo Wodonga were all very excited to say nothing of their mum. "It's going to be choice up, bro," said Ian, who had a Kiwi father. "I hope he doesn't cut me off when I'm speaking," said Albury, "because when people cut me off, he'll be here in 2 ducks on the pond, 22 minutes, said Bingo, cutting Albury off. And sure enough, in 22 minutes' time, they heard a car pull up and a knock at the door. "I'll get it, cuz?" said Ian, and opened the door. "Hello, little people. I am Arnold. Now go to bed. I want to make love to your mother." The kids all shrugged and went to bed. In the morning, Arnold woke the children and said, "Okay, little people, get in my Hummer. I'm going to teach you about high explosives." "But Arnold," said Albury, "we have to go to school. We're learning about..." "This is going to be fully sick up, bro," said Ian, cutting him off. "Just get in the Hummer," said Bingo. "Wow, look, it's the 11 series. Legs 11, number 11. Said the boys. "Thank you for the homosexual compliment," said Arnold. "No, Arnold, we were complimenting the car. We weren't," said Albury. "Shut up," said Arnold, cutting him off. "Now get in." Arnold went in to see the boy's mum, who was still quite exhausted as she had been bench pressing and doing upright rows all night. "The boys aren't going to school. I'm taking them to see prostitutes," said Arnold. "I'd rather you didn't, Arnold," said the boy's mum. "They have to go to school, and they still haven't had any breakfast." "Okay," said Arnold, and went back out to the boys. "Listen up, little people. I wanted to teach you about high explosives and prostitutes, but your mother says you must eat." "What are we going to do, Arnold? We've got to be at school in 35 minutes, said Bingo. "We have to kill a cow," said Arnold. The boys were all a bit nervous. They didn't want to kill a cow. But Arnold kept driving. Soon they were in the country. "Check out that choice bubbling mudder, bro," said Ian, thinking they were in Rotorua. "I'm not sure this is a good..." "Shut up," said Arnold, cutting him off. "There is a cow. Now we will kill and eat. Give me my gun." Bingo nervously handed Arnold the gun. He raised it up to his shoulder, took aim, and... Bingo's mobile had gone off, and the cow looked up and ran over the hill. "Hooray!" said the boys. The cow was safe. "Now we can go to school," they all said in unison. "Okay," said Arnold. "I will go to prostitutes on my own." He didn't understand the little people. And then he drove them to school. The day had just begun.
Reece Muldoon's going to do a Gay School live read this Friday at our final ever show. I'm excited, at the same time concerned.
Yeah, get there early if you want to suggest something.
Here's Regurgitator. Metal is big.
While they're in disguise in their long black
regurgitator off Mishmash and Metal is Big. It is 4 minutes to 8 on Triple J.
Tomorrow, just after 8, we're going to do a final edition of something that we've played for a little while, Pitch Rich.
Where Richard Fidler, the grand poobah of Ha Ha, the man who makes all the big decisions at the ABC, comes in. You hit him with ideas. What's our special subject area for TV ideas tomorrow for Rich?
We decided we'd be a bit indulgent. Adam and I don't have any jobs anymore.
Good point.
What shows would you like to cast us in?
Oh.
If you could come, it might be a project that we could do together, something you invented yourself.
Okay.
Or it might be an existing TV show
that you work us
that you
into.
Just think that we could go into.
Brand new
or one of us could go into.
Okay, so why don't you step into George Negus' shoes and do a bit of George Negus TV?
Exactly.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
Okay, so
we could be the new B1 and B2.
Pitch Richard Fidler.
I say B2. Why is your eye wonky?
We pitch Rich after 8 o'clock tomorrow. Hit us on the guest book now, triplej.net.au if you've got any ideas. Or after 8 tomorrow, call Richard Fidler. Here's Lemon Jelly and stay with you 3 to 8.
Hi, Rhianna Patrick with a Triple J News update. The Nobel Peace Laureate Desmond Tutu says poverty has become a political powder keg in South Africa and must be tackled immediately. He says while those with full stomachs argue over welfare, many South Africans are going to bed hungry.
At the moment, too many of our people live in cruelly, demeaning, dehumanizing poverty.
Archbishop Tutu says poverty-stricken families need help and South Africa must evolve into a caring and compassionate society. A United Nations report has shown a slight increase in the number of Australians with HIV. The annual AIDS epidemic update says Australia's number of HIV infections has risen from 650 in 1998 to about 800 in 2002. The report also found that women are more at risk of HIV infections as they now make up more than 60% of newly reported cases. The head of the Australian Federation of AIDS Organisations, Don Baxter.
Part of the issue of all of that is the need for empowerment of women and the challenging of heterosexual men's feelings of a right to have unprotected sex with women and with any woman they choose in some cultures.
The New South Wales opposition is calling on the state government to chemically castrate convicted pedophiles after their release from jail. The opposition's justice spokesman says the procedure has reduced the number of convicted pedophiles from reoffending in overseas countries like Denmark and Sweden. But New South Wales Minister for Justice, John Hatzistikos, says the idea is nonsense and only treats the physical urge.
Would not resolve the mental issues that primarily drive sex offenders.
The British Prime Minister Tony Blair has revealed crime and terrorism will be at the top of his re-election campaign. The Blair government's plans to combat terrorism, drugs and antisocial behaviour has drawn accusations from opposition parties of scaremongering. The US military says Marines and an Iraqi SWAT team have moved through a number of towns south of Baghdad in the latest push to reclaim pockets of rebellion before next year's elections. A force of around 5,000 American, British and Iraqi troops have moved through the area with 30 suspected insurgents captured in early morning raids. Meanwhile, a bomb's reportedly been found on a commercial flight in Iraq. The US Embassy in Baghdad says the improvised device was found earlier this week, but a spokeswoman declined to give further details, except that security at Baghdad International Airport had been tightened. Tens of thousands of protesters in Ukraine have marched on the presidential headquarters, demanding that the opposition leader, Viktor Yushchenko, be declared president following the weekend election. His supporters say the ballot was rigged. And a draw is expected in the first cricket test between India and South Africa. That's the latest. Triple J.
1, 2, 3.
By the way, I'm recording.
Community war. Oh
no.
Triple J is a Groove Chain record put together by the wonderful Sharif Galal.
And he's just released his first Mr. Timothy album. I know it's going to be a long session, isn't it, Vanessa?
Triple J.
Show you the way. You'll be the one to always complain.
8 on the Jays. Kings of Leon and the Bucket. Adam and Will with you. 2 shows and 53 minutes ever to go of Adam and Will Breakfast on Triple J. That means it's 8 on Wednesday morning. And we're not getting too emotional. We're being very calm about it. But, gee, the emotion might be about to bubble over because the master of metal, Andrew Hogue, has given us a call. How are you going, Hoagie?
I'm crying.
Understandably.
Oh, man, this must be like when Van Halen split up.
Pretty much. Speaking of Van Halen, actually, Dave Lee Roth is starting to be a paramedic in New York. You heard that one?
Yes. I did see that. Wouldn't it be great if you just woke up and saw the face of Le Roth?
You'd think you'd died and gone to heaven, dude.
Would he just be going, pump, go on, pump?
Yeah, he'd be screaming up the stuff.
Deary me. Now, how are things going in your world, Hoagie?
2004 has probably been the biggest year for metal as far as releases. The flood is just... It hasn't stopped. It's been quite crazy.
It's been totally brutal.
Yeah.
Always.
Is it a year of metal?
It's a big year of metal, actually. There is going to be a top 10 show on December 28th. We're going to be counting down all those releases for this year. And that's going to be a 4-hour metal extravaganza kicking off at 9 on the 28th. So, yeah, it's all good, mate.
The 4 hours of power.
Yep.
Just what you need to gird your loins for New Year's Eve. 4 hours of wall-to-wall metal.
If you're having trouble getting the turkey down, it's been a couple of days and you're thinking, what do I need? Some metal.
Exactly.
That's exactly what you need. But I must say, I really admire you guys for just getting up every damn morning to do this because I had obviously a late show as I do Tuesday nights and it was a bit of a sort of a early rise for me this morning, and the first thing I thought when the radio came on being the alarm and hearing your voices kick in, I don't know how you do it, but all the best.
You know what you're like. There's like that, on regional TV, they have Fat Cat or someone like that will come on at 7 o'clock and say it's time to go to bed, kiddies. I often know if I'm hearing any of Full Metal Racket, it's time for me to go to bed.
It probably is.
It is very funny when we occasionally get guests on the show. We'll say to them off here, hey, how you going? They go, yeah, I don't know, I'm up very bloody early this morning. And we just give them a look of withering contempt.
You got to show them that. Give
you little neighbour's starlet, back in your box.
Now, Hoagie, I just want to ask you one thing before we go.
Yeah.
You know that Metallica documentary, Kind of Monster?
Yeah.
Do you think it was a bit Spinal Tap?
Oh, total Spinal Tap. It was your words.
Did you develop a newfound respect for the guys once you seen what they'd been through as a group?
Oh, I kind of knew all along. I've been a fan for as long as see quite a long time. It's kind of ironic, you know. And, yeah, I kind of knew all that sort of stuff. Just to see it, was pretty interesting. But
If we were going to make an Andrew Hogue documentary, some kind of Hoagie, what would be the one revelation that would shock people about the dude?
Tell us something about your regular life, your habits, your loves, your history, something that people would not know about the master of metal.
I don't know. That's a good question. I'm generally pretty honest and open and stupid. Yeah, I guess people would see more stupidity. I know that...
God, he's even more stupid than we thought.
I mean, my stupid shenanigans and impersonations, all that sort of stuff. A lot of people say, you're a little bit serious on the air, but, radio's kind of hard to create the visuals unless you're sort of there watching it. But then again, when I hear you guys laugh, I can picture it straight away.
Can you do us a favour, Hoagie, as we farewell? You can just give us one more tonight. I used to love the tonight.
Something we've missed, from your promos is the tonight. Can we have one for old time's sake?
A lot of people want to make that return, and sometimes I swear when I do the promos every week, I go, tonight on the show or this evening, it's like, should I throw it in? So I thought, why not?
Well, why don't you give us a...
Yeah! Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Have a great day, Hoagie.
Keep it real, you two.
We'll see you soon. fully brutal.
Always to the death.
8 on the Jays.
How do we go house in a dog or a house at the beach? How do you intend to make this all up to me? What if love is just like war with no one to clean the mess?
Keith.
That is Diana Arnade on Triple J. It's 13 past 8. Let's have a look at the weather. Episode 14 of the weather. Townsville, some showers today and 30. Brisbane, fine and 26. Newcastle, morning showers and 21. Sydney, cloudy. Morning showers and 22 degrees. Canberra, dry and 24. Hobart, fine and 20. Adelaide today, fine and 30. Perth, an early thundery shower, then fine and 25. Darwin, storms and 33. Alice Springs, mild snow in the morning, fine and 35 degrees. Doesn't have to be true. Yeah, it doesn't have to be true.
Right.
It's the first time I've ever said that about Alice Springs.
It's true.
Melbourne.
It's the first time it's ever been said about Alice Springs.
Subject to review that analysis. Melbourne, fine and 21 degrees, 14 past 8.
Triple J's Australian Music Month is almost over, but we're not going to fade out quietly. On Monday night, live from the arena in Brisbane, Powderfinger are taking us out with a roar. Tune in from anywhere in Australia at 8 o'clock for this exclusive set from Powderfinger, just for you, the Triple J listener. And to whet your appetite, Sunday afternoon from 5, catch an encore performance from Coolism.
Get your rocks off with Australian music this month on Triple J.
As I said earlier in the week, you can get there if you're cheering on Powderfinger at the arena. You can stand there and just shout out to Darren Middleton. Bad luck about the tennis, Darren. Did all right. Forehand shaky under pressure. He didn't do too bad, Darren. He made the semi-finals of the Starlight Cup on the weekend, raising money for the Starlight Foundation. Went down in the finals to Anton Enos from SBS World News. It's that time again on a Wednesday.
Hello and welcome to the world of punk. For sounds like chicken, press 1. For friends or rom, press 2. For Shannon from Cockatoo, press 3.
What's your message for the people of Australia, Shannon?
Rock on, Australia.
It is 8:15. He's been on the show for the last 2.5 years, from an innocent 11-year-old ringing up to complain that Rosie Beaton wouldn't play his punk song to the moody bass man from rock sensation Deadbeat Holiday. How are you going this morning, Shannon?
Yeah, I'm doing great, but I'm also feeling sad.
It's very emotional, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
The end of all these years. Do you remember that? Can you explain to the people the very first time we spoke on air? What was it that happened? Why did you call?
Well, I called Super Request, and you know how you do. It's really hard to get through.
Sure.
Billions of people calling
Sure.
every night.
Popular show.
And I got through. It was amazing because I'd been trying for ages. And the producer's like, yeah, we'll play your song, call you back later. Got my phone number, didn't call me back.
What?
Whoa,
Zoe would never do that.
Jeez, no. Zoe would do the right thing and go, I'll pass it on to the boys, see what I can do, and then hang up on you. And
I've
so,
already got a suggestion just like that.
So the next morning,
I rang you guys.
You did. And who looked after you, hey, Shan?
You guys did.
Who was there for you, Shannon?
Exactly.
Who's been there for you ever since?
Exactly. You guys
Even
have,
through the taste like banana.
Exactly.
years.
Well, why don't we play a little montage, Shannon, of the time we've had together?
All right.
16 past 8 on the Jays. Here's some Shannon from Cockatoo highlights.
Rock on, Australia. Rock on, Australia. I don't know why they put bunkers in golf.
What is the deal with bunkers in golf?
That's a very good point, Shannon. It's only out of the innocent mouth of a child.
What was it like playing with Rose Tattoo like?
You know, it was awesome. It was so good.
I shaved my mohawk off.
Right.
What do you look like now?
Adam.
You look like me.
Really?
Have you found you suddenly very popular with the ladies, Shannon?
No.
Have you had the desire to put on 40 kilos and stab yourself in the eye?
You don't
Just to
mind.
complete the look?
What's your punk rock song for us today, Shan?
Sound like chicken by any chance, Shannon?
Goes out to all the nice boys from Frenzel.
What's your message for the people of Australia, Shannon?
Rock on, Australia.
Wow, what a journey it's been. Now, how are things going with Deadbeat Holiday, Shannon?
They're going very well.
What's on the agenda?
Well, as you know, we now have a singer, so that...
You do.
Haven't even met him yet. I know his name's Mandler.
Excellent.
And I know that he is a good bloke.
Keeping it fresh.
He's a good singer.
I've seen a picture of Mandler. He looks all right, Shannon.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, we got sent one of his
we
CDs.
got sent one of his old band CDs with a bio photo in it.
Yeah.
So I've seen Mandler, and
he looks like he could step into the front of Deadbeat Holiday at a click.
yeah, he looks good. And the great thing is, Shannon, from the photo, either the other two guys in the band were really tall,
Yeah.
or Mandler won't tower over you.
That's good.
It's good, isn't it? You guys will be able to
Because
stand.
all the rest of the band do.
Yeah. You won't have to stand on the speakers when you're next to Mandler, don't you worry.
That's good. And yeah, we're hoping to record soon, so...
So if people want to know about Deadbeat Holiday once the radio's finished, how can they keep in touch with the holiday, mate?
deadbeatholiday.com.
That's where all the information is. Gigs, touring, album covers, the whole thing.
Yep, and try deadbeatholiday.net. It was some of the people that made the CD covers made some demo websites as well.
Really?
Oh, really?
So if you go to deadbeatholiday.net, you can have a look at what they made.
There's a whole Deadbeat Holiday community out there.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like a net within the net.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
It's underground, man. I like that.
Because it's weird, because yesterday I typed in deadbeatholiday.com.au and got this gay porn site.
Really?
I don't know what happened.
That's weird. Now, what would you like to say in wrapping this turkey up, Shannon?
Well, I've got a thank you thing.
Whoa!
Oh, nice.
So I'd like to say thanks to Zoe, you and Will Adam and everyone at Triple J and Justine, because she was the first one.
Yeah. You're not the only person to say that about Justine. But anyway.
Thanks to all the people that came to the first show of Deadbeat Holiday Show.
Yeah.
And made it fun.
Take them personally?
What?
Sorry.
And came up to me at different shows and said hello and introduced themselves and stuff.
Yep.
I made some good friends out of that. I've actually made a guitarist out of that.
There you go.
There you go.
So, yeah, all the support from all the public and stuff, just hitting you guys on the guest book.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
Being there for you.
Thanks to Pommy, who's also known as Richard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, his real name's Richard.
Yep.
First name. Anyway, you get the point.
Thanks to him.
Yeah, because he made him and Left Hand Design. He is Left Hand Design. Made the site for us.
Yeah.
Put it up there. So thanks heaps to him.
That's the official site, not one of the 15 unofficial sites.
Yes.
Yep.
And all the things that you guys have been able to do, Livid, the Gazunga Tech interview.
Well, yeah.
And thanks to Stu and Short Fast Loud for the Dropkick Murphys interview, because he was there and he let me have some studio time. And
good work, Stu.
Yeah, and that's about it, yeah.
Emotional stuff.
Yeah, it's great.
That was a good thank you list.
Word.
If
Okay.
we were at the Oscars, the orchestra would have started, but it was a good thank you list.
Now, this is an historic moment on Triple J, the final song we're playing to send out to the people of Australia. What have you got for us, Shannon?
Well, it's a band that I'm probably going to go see this Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
They're called The Nation Blue. Their bass player did a documentary on the Dropkick Murphys, which is on there on the road DVD. It's in stores now. Sorry about that.
It's a fairly intense, full-on track, isn't it?
But, yeah, he went on tour with them and did a documentary, and I have heard that they're a really intense live band, so everyone come down to TLC in Bayswater this Saturday from 12.
Still plugging till the end, aren't you, Shannon? I love it.
But it's a charity benefit gig.
Ah, well, there you go.
Exactly.
So come down and check out 28 Days, Body Jar, bunch of bands, and have some fun.
The charity is, of course, Shannon's Year 11 and 12 school fund, but it's all going to a good cause.
Yeah, and this song's called Damnation off their new album with the same title. It's an epic album. It's massive.
This song's pretty full on, nice and loud. It goes about 3.5 minutes. If you can't really handle the noisy stuff, we'll be back in 3.5 minutes. For the last time, Shannon, what do you want to say to the people of Australia?
Rock on, Australia.
Thank you very much, Shan.
Oh, thank you.
21 past 8 on the Jays. An emotional moment for all of us. Here
Thanks,
is
mate.
The Nation Blue and Damnation. 21 past 8 on Triple J.
Headlights waiting over isolated highways, underlay stitches in back, what a slave, what a
It is 25 past 8 on the Jays. That is Shannon from Cockatoo's last ever punk request for the people of Australia. Rock on Australia 2, The Nation Blue and Damnation. We've got Fergus on the line. How you going, Fergus?
Good. I'd like to do a Tell It Like It Is Friday, even though I know it's Wednesday.
Whoa, okay.
Tell it like it is Wednesday.
What have you got for us, Fergus?
Well, you know how you always go, oh, this song's got a bit of swearing on it, so if you've got kiddies in the car, turn it down.
Yep.
Well, Mum always does, and she thinks it goes for longer, so she turns it down for, like, heaps, like 4 minutes, and you always miss the starting of a good song.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
Tell it like it is.
That's no good.
Yeah.
And what's wrong with a bit of swearing anyway, hey?
Yeah, you already know everything.
Exactly.
How old are you, Fergus?
I'm 11.
Yeah, and you know heaps of rude words, don't you?
Yeah.
You're 11 and she's treating you like you're 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're not 10 anymore.
Nah, I'm 11.
Excellent.
You don't use rude words yourself, though, do you, Fergus?
No, not very much.
No.
Anything else pissing you off at the moment?
No, not really.
Excellent.
Okay, good.
Well, we've cleared that
I'm
up
glad
then.
that at least you've got that off your chest.
Exactly. Thank
so,
you.
Mum,
Yeah.
don't turn it down for too long.
Well, you know what I'd say
Fergus
about...
already knows all the potty mouth.
You know what I'd say? Mum turning down the radio for too long when we give a language warning. Hot or not? Not. Thank you, Fergus.
Let's do it one more time. Hot or not?
Why not, hey? It's our last chance.
Yeah.
1-800-055536. We'll play some hot or not after 8:30. 1-800-055536. This is your last chance to run certain themes, concepts, people, events past the arbiters of cool.
Yeah, if you haven't
The
heard it before...
style meisters.
All you have to ring up with the concept that you don't know whether it's hot or not. We'll tell you.
Oh,
We'll let
yeah.
you know one last
we will.
time.
Oh, we will. Fergus has just picked himself up a limited edition Adam and Will T-shirt. Our best callers in hot or not. We'll pick up a T-shirt after 8:30. 1-800-055536. Chris Josh and Discotheque Dancing. News next.
News headlines. AIDS experts in Australia say more needs to be done to stop the spread of the disease, with figures showing that women now make up to 60% of new HIV infections. Former anti-apartheid campaigner Archbishop Desmond Tutu says extreme poverty is threatening South Africa's safety and security. British opposition parties have called the Blair government's plans to combat terrorism, drugs and antisocial behaviour as scaremongering. There's a standoff between protesters and riot police at the presidential headquarters in the Ukrainian capital as demonstrations continue over the outcome of the weekend election. And the Zimbabwean government's turned down applications by British media organisations to cover England's upcoming cricket tour.
Although you can send some of those pretty page 3 girls if you'd like.
Oh,
Jordan.
really?
Yeah, send her over. She'd be sweet. Thanks.
Send Jordan over to cover the whole, the economy.
Yep. When you
African politics.
When you refer to Archbishop Desmond Tutu as a former anti-apartheid campaigner, does that mean he's in favour of apartheid?
He's given it some thought. He's going,
has he come around on the position now?
Now that I've spent...
He's over it.
Now that I've spent a bit of time with Nelson Mandela, he is a prick.
Lock him up again.
Yeah, he's starting to shit me.
It's a controversial position by Desmond, I would have thought.
Which is funny because it was while giving the Nelson Mandela lecture.
Well,
Aptly named.
You've got to have the courage to stand for your convictions. Good on you, Desmond Tutu.
Speaking of convictions,
yes.
Will we, on Friday, at our live broadcast from Manning Bar at Sydney University, see Rhianna Patrick, the newsreader, take the Triple J Dance Challenge?
I'll take the dance challenge. I need some dance challenges.
You're going to shake some booty after the 7:30 news headlines on Friday. Have you chosen your song? Have you chosen your music yet to shake? Because
what would you like to
You're
showcase?
the booty dancer at Triple J Breakfast. What would you go to? If you could name any piece of music, what would you really shake it down to?
Well, my favourite at the moment is a bit of Destiny's Child, Lose My Breath. I like a bit of drum action at the start.
Sure.
Reminds me of marching band.
Sure you do.
I know you do.
So I'm thinking about that, although, if Will wanted me to break it on down to Vanilla Ice, Ice, Ice Baby, I would.
Are you serious?
I would.
Oh, lock that in. Lock it in, Eddie. Ice, Ice Baby, Zoe will need that.
Now, the challenger, as far as we understand, is duels. It's going to be, can you dance better than duels? It's a special one-off competition that day.
Now, did I hear rumours that Duels was not up for it? Is that what you've heard, Rhianna?
That's what I've heard. I've heard he's not up for the challenge, not too happy about it.
Is Duels gutless as well as artless?
What we need here...
Duels are...
What we're going to do here is you're going to dance off. We will get an audience member on the day to do the dance as well. We'll try and talk Duels into it. It's a 3-way dance off. If you're there this Friday from 6 o'clock...
Do you have more ticker than Duels?
If you're there this Friday, 6 o'clock from the Manning Bar, and you can really shake some booty, what sort of dances are you going to be doing? What sort of stuff are you
Well,
going to
I thought we might go back a little... We'll do past and present.
Sure.
Oh, nice.
Now, as I was a bit of a 90s child, as well as a bit of an 80s child, I thought house was really big in the 90s, of course. So maybe
90s house.
Maybe a few 90s house moves there, so a bit of Running Man.
Oh,
Running Man.
Yes.
Chuck a bit of that in.
The Robot?
Beautiful.
Throw in some Robot?
Look, if you wanted Robot, we could do that. I'm not a breaker, though.
Oh, yeah,
my
exactly.
Robot's a bit Janet Jackson meets Michael.
Can we do a bit of Janet Jackson?
Yeah.
Can we have a wardrobe malfunction? A bit of Janet Jackson Super Bowl?
I can tell you now, people in the front row wouldn't be able to see my wardrobe malfunction.
Okay.
So
Duels does look a little bit like Justin Timberlake.
He's got a bit of it.
If you squint.
This Friday.
Do you want some 80s moves?
This Friday.
Yeah, 80s.
Flashdance, Footloose.
Oh,
some pinnacle iconic movements. Let me know.
6 a.m. at Manning Bar, the University of Sydney, this Friday,
Cancel
including
everything else we have,
the
Zoe.
big dance down. It is 26 to 9 on the Jays.
As I was walking through a life one morning, the sun was out, the air was warm, but I was cold. And though I must have looked a half a person to tell the tale in my own version, it was only then that I felt whole. Do you believe in something good if all that? Get up and be it, fighting for the smallest goal to get a little self-control. I know how hard you try, I see it in your eyes. We call your friends 'cause we've forgotten what it's like to eat what's rotten and what's eating you alive. Might help you to survive. When honestly we're on a mission, latest in a grand tradition. What did we find? It was ego who was flying the banner, me and Anna. We've been unkind. Do you believe in something beautiful then? Get up and be it, fighting for the smallest goal to get a little self to gain a little self-control. Won't anybody here just let you disappear? Now, doctors know your mom and dad, but me and Mia, Anne and Anna know how hard you try. Don't you see it in my eyes? Sick to death of my dependence, fighting food to find transcendence, fighting to survive. More dead but more alive. Cigarettes and speed for living, sleeping pills to feel forgiven. All that you can try, and all that you're deprived. While the bourgeois social angel telling you you've got to change, don't have any idea. They'll never see so clear. But don't forget what it really means to hurt the sight when you don't really need it. Someone dying for a cause, but that don't make it yours. Leaving the notes that could get better.
These kooky kids, the coolest cats in radio. Adam Spencer and Will Anderson call the shots on what's hot.
It is 23-9 on the Jays. Adam and Will with you, hot or not, for the final time. For people who aren't across the history of hot or not, Will, where does this whole thing come from? Where did the hot or not theme come from?
There was a story of, about Mary from Junee, who will be in live on the show tomorrow.
Whoa!
Mary from Junee, in a very special segment tomorrow too. Got a little special challenge for Mary
Hello.
tomorrow. Well worth listening to, I
Make
think.
her jump through some hoops in her final segment on the radio.
Mary was, they did a feature on her on the Today Show.
Channel 9.
Yeah, and the wacky reporter who does the Today Show gear.
Because your breakfast show reporters and your late night ones, like your Today Tonight and all those, there's always one kookster.
Yep.
There's always one go-to guy for your slightly off-the-wall story. They sent him, and he talked us up.
Yeah, he talked us up. He said we were the guys who knew what was hot and what was not.
And out of that, hot or not, was born Colette from Coogee, hot or not.
Hi guys, what do you think about chicks on scooters, hot or not?
Chicks on scooters. Do you mean like the motorised scooter or the push with your own foot one?
Yeah, motorised.
Chicks on motorised scooters.
Well, I would say in the like inner city and that sort of stuff, hot.
Yep.
I love it. Hot.
Yep.
On long country trips, not.
Yes.
It's a bit tough if you're doing, say, Sydney to Melbourne.
Suggests a
and
lack
you're on
of
a scooter.
Suggests a
Not.
lack of planning, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
You know what I do hate, Colette?
Yeah.
When you're on the freeway doing 110 and there's some chick on a scooter in the left lane doing 40.
Exactly.
That shits me.
Yeah, if you're towing a caravan, not.
Okay. Anthony from Canberra, hot or not?
I got Liz Ellis. I really can't stand her, to tell you the truth.
Whoa!
Really? Well, you are not hot.
Exactly, because
you are a dickhead.
Liz Ellis is hot, Anthony.
Couldn't be hotter, Anthony.
Sorry, dude, and you're the only person.
Not.
You're the only person on this talkback
not getting a T-shirt.
who's not getting an Adam and Will special
Bugger
edition
you,
T-shirt.
you
That
tool.
woman, she played with a broken ankle last weekend for our nation,
Australia.
captained us to a victory over the greatest netball team in the world. You ring up and slag her.
I mean, I believe in freedom of speech,
but
except
when you hassle my friends, dude.
Yeah, exactly.
There's got to be exceptions that make
Sorry.
the rule.
This is a little segment we just introduced called Rough Justice.
Yeah, it's a little segment. it's a little segment called Adam and Will are the new president of the Ukraine. Marlene from Brisbane, hot or not?
Good morning, guys. People who say O instead of zero, is that hot or not?
O instead of
I
zero.
say it. I must admit, I go 1-800-05556.
I don't know. Not.
Not. All this time I've been unhot.
Well, it just confuses you because if say you're having sex with someone and they're trying to give you a phone number, you don't know if they're orgasming
Yeah.
or giving you the number.
Yeah.
It's confusing.
Or if you're
not hot.
If you're trying to have sex with someone and rather than just saying, "Do you like that, baby?" You say, "Hey, on a score of nothing through to 10, how much are you enjoying this?" And they start going, "Oh." You're thinking they're having a great
Are
time.
they having a great time or are they saying zero?
They're giving you a fail mark.
I don't know. It's confusing, not hot.
Very good point. Thank you, Marlene.
Oh, before you go,
Yes.
Katie and AJ say hi and they love you.
Excellent.
Oh, good on Katie and AJ.
I'll take AJ. You can have Katie.
They're my kids, actually.
Oh, there you go. Jessica.
Big shout out to them.
From Launceston, hot or not?
The guy from CSI Miami wearing sunglasses 24 hours.
Oh, Horatio.
Horatio
He's
Crane.
mad for the 24-hour sunnies.
Yeah.
Hot or not?
Well, anything that covers David Crusoe's face
Yes.
a little bit more so I don't have to look at his smarm.
Sure.
Hot.
You got to understand, what you got to understand there, Jessica, is they're not just normal sunglasses. Being on CSI, they're infrared spectrometer glasses.
Hot.
And they're particularly hot.
Yeah, well, David Caruso doesn't have much of an acting range too.
No, exactly.
So anything that disguises that,
Exactly.
hot.
Have you ever been at a party, Jessica, and you're checking out and you're going, from what I can see, I like him. I wonder what I can't see. Get a pair of the David Caruso 24-hour CSI X-ray vision sunglasses. Suddenly, nothing's left the imagination. You know what I'm saying?
I am.
We're going to put you on hold and give you a T-shirt. Thanks for your call, Jess.
Thanks.
Sue from the Sunshine Coast. Hot or not?
80s aerobic leotards.
They're making a comeback, aren't they?
Hot.
I'm concerned.
Ever since I hit puberty to Olivia Newton-John's Let's Get Physical,
Sure.
I have always had a thing for 80s aerobics leotards. Hot, 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 hot.
I was watching Rage the other night, and there's a film clip that's very popular with the kids at the moment.
Hot.
Whoa.
I'll tell you what, when I was watching that film clip, all I was thinking was zero. Oh, zero,
Sure.
zero.
Sure.
Hot.
Thank you very much,
Just
Sue.
put the zero in hot.
Zelda from the ACT. Hot or not?
People wearing band T-shirts of bands they don't know or like.
Ooh, to try and look cool.
Yeah, like Rolling Stones T-shirts. I hate that.
Ooh.
Who doesn't know who the Rolling Stones are?
I don't know if you've led
Exactly.
with your best possible example there, Zelda.
Exactly.
If
Possibly
instead,
doesn't know what the Rolling Stones
if you'd gone like that guy I saw wearing a cranial fudge T-shirt, we would have gone, agree with you. But I'm pretty sure that person wearing the Rolling Stones T-shirt probably knew who the Rolling Stones were. Do you understand the point you're trying to make, Zelda?
I do, and I asked, and they didn't.
They didn't know who they were.
They didn't know who they were.
Well, that's not hot.
That's
And they
complete.
didn't know who Mick Jagger was.
Not hot.
Well, you're
How old were they?
unlikely to know who Mick Jagger is and not know about the Rolling Stones again, Zelda. But I take your
imagine
point.
if they didn't know about the Rolling Stones, but they were familiar with Mick Jagger's solo career.
Absolutely.
That would be not
Massive stuff.
Not hot.
Not hot.
Not hot.
Thank you very much, Zelda. And
See
we're
ya.
finishing with Mandy from Melbourne. Mandy from Melbourne, hot or not?
Drunken nakedness.
Hot. Hot.
I was going to ask for some specifics, but I think Will's going
Hot.
absolute on this.
Yeah, the only thing that would make it better is drunken nakedness, but you're wearing some of those 80s aerobics leotards.
Sure.
Just down the bottom.
Sure.
Just maybe some leg warmers. Hot.
If I ever...
And a headband.
Yeah, well, if I ever do a bit of drunken nakedness, I do insist on wearing those 24-hour sunglasses that the guy from CSI wears.
Leg warmers, sunglasses, headband, nude the rest.
And pissed
Hot.
as. When did this happen to you recently, Mandy?
Actually, the other night.
There you go.
In public?
It was a party at my house, and it was all good, and then it just went all bad.
That sort of party.
Really? Hot.
We might put you on hold. I'm going to send you an Adam Will T-shirt.
Yeah,
You're going to send me an
which you
invite
can
to
rip off.
You're going to send me an invite to the next party you have at your house, okay, Mandy?
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you for your call. It's 16 to 9 on the Jays. Here's the Dandy Warhols and Get Off.
Yeah, like it or not, like a ball and a chain. All I wanna do is get off and feel it for a minute, babe. I dig it, dog. I love God all the same, but all I wanna do is get off and feel it, babe. Baby, come on, yeah. If you have a hard time getting there, maybe you're gone. If I find yourself, get yourself, yeah, maybe I thought one bottle would save, but all I wanna do is get off and feel it for a minute like the real thing, baby. I guess I already forgot one bottle would save, but all I wanna do is get off and feel it, baby. Come on, yeah. If you have a hard time getting there, maybe you're gone. If I find yourself, get yourself, hey, come on, yeah. If you have a hard time getting there, maybe you're gone. If I find yourself, get yourself, hey, 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 hey. And like it or not, like a ball and a chain. All I wanna do is get off, feel it for a minute like the real thing, baby. Oh yeah, I already forgot what I thought I was saying,
Dandy Warhols and Get Off on Triple J, where it's 13 to 9. Before that, Hot or Not. You know what's hot?
What?
Getting along to Manning Bar at the University of Sydney this Friday from 6 a.m. to see the last ever Adam and Will live on the radio. Episode 13. Unlucky for some. Of the weather, Townsville showers and 30. Brisbane fine and 26. Newcastle morning showers and 21. Sydney cloudy and morning showers 22. Canberra dry and 24. Hobart fine and 20. Adelaide fine and 30. Perth an early thundery shower, then fine and 25. Darwin storms and 33. Alice Springs fine and 25. Melbourne not far from Moe, spelt the same as Mo, and Mo's Shizlak is today's Simpsons choking hazard in one of the papers. Fine and 21 degrees. I think they actually call it a collectible thing, but they do want it a choking hazard. I've always thought of it as a choking hazard. It's about 12 to 9 on the Jays. Here's Dave McCormack and the Polaroids. I'm going to execute your ex-boyfriend. Guns N' Roses up next.
On anyone who's not nice, because you're mine now, baby. Because you're mine, oh please don't cry. Because you're mine now, baby. I won't do what I want. I'm gonna do what you want. Hereby put all of your ex-lovers on notice. I got all this stuff. And I do this not because I'm jealous, because I am nice. Because you're mine, baby. Because you're mine, please don't cry. Because you're mine, baby. I won't do what I want.
Dave McCormack wigging out there a bit and executing ex-boyfriends, a fitting topic on which to go to. Sarah from Perth. How are you going, Sarah?
Yeah, not too bad.
Now, you've won our Guns N' Roses request this morning. Congratulations. Anyone else from Perth who wants a limited edition Adam and Will t-shirt, hit us on the guest book, triplej.net.au. Why have you gone for Guns N' Roses? What song?
November Rain,
Why?
because about 2 weekends ago, my boyfriend dumped me to it.
To this track?
To November Rain?
How old are you, Sarah?
16.
So you're not talking, this didn't happen 10 years ago when this was on the charts. You were just,
No. This was on a selected MP3 of mine.
You got dumped to an MP3 of November Rain?
Oh, yeah.
What was he thinking?
I don't know. He come over to pick me up.
Yeah.
Just business as usual, going to spend the weekend with my boyfriend.
Sure.
And I said, what's plans for tonight, Friday night? I want to do something special. So we grabbed some takeout and go to
Sounding special to me, yeah.
Oh, yeah, go somewhere we can watch the sunset, a bit romantic.
Nice.
Yeah.
And I said, so what's the plans for the rest of the weekend? It's going pretty good so far. And he's like, you may not want to stay. I said, yeah, whatever.
What?
Yeah, well, that's what I didn't understand. And I said, joking on, what, are you going to dump me? Next thing, I just get this glare, followed by a few minutes of uncomfortable silence.
No.
Oh, well, you know how long this song is.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, what better to feel uncomfortable silence than a 3-minute Slash guitar solo?
You feel exactly like Slash when he's standing out in the paddock when Axel's getting married in the church.
Isn't it the saddest film clip?
Oh, isn't
I
it?
feel your pain,
Well,
Slash.
let me say, Sarah, biggest mistake that dickhead will ever make.
Oh, well, after 10 months, I'm a bit
What a
I'm the
tool.
dickhead.
You're back in the game, Sarah. Don't you worry. Here's Axel to take you out, okay?
Thanks for that. Have a nice time.
This will wash
See ya.
the pain away.
I feel you.
What was he thinking?
Seriously.
Here's Slash will make it all better, Sarah.
What was Axel thinking when he made this 9 minutes long?
It is 7 minutes to 9 on the Jays. We're only a minute and a half in. Adam and Will with you. We're back this time tomorrow for our second last ever show. Bye-bye.
Long, long time just trying to kill
go. 7 minutes and 2 seconds in. Here comes the guitar solo from Slash because he's in the field, not going into the wedding with Axel. No way.
G'day, Michael Turtle with Triple J News. The federal government's planning to tackle the issue of teenage domestic violence by sending all Australian schools a new information kit. Helen Barker's daughter Angela was 16 when she tried to break up with her boyfriend, and he beat her so badly she's been in hospital for the last 3 years. She says young people need to get out if they're in an abusive relationship.
It's not them, it's the person they're with, and no one should be in a violent relationship, and if they are, they should get out.
Figures show that almost 1 in 5 12 to 20-year-olds have been physically threatened by their boyfriends. Schoolies on the Gold Coast are being warned to be vigilant against drink spiking amid fears a date rape drug is circulating. Police have found an empty bottle of Rohypnol along with other drugs in a car in Surfers Paradise. 3 men have been charged.
It's a drug that has been traditionally associated with drink spiking. It is very highly concerning, and when you are buying drinks, try and buy them yourself. Don't let strangers buy your drinks.
That was Superintendent Brett Pointing. Perth yachtsman Chris Packer is back behind bars after steering his impounded ship to a long-term mooring in Bali under police supervision. He was detained on Friday on suspicion of weapons smuggling after police in Bali found guns and ammo on his boat, but the 52-year-old is maintaining his innocence.
It's probably going to cost me $500,000 to put the boat back together. And, no, financially, I'll sue them.
While Newcastle University is still defending itself over a plagiarism scandal, it's gearing up to host a conference on academic integrity. Liz Farquhar has more.
The Independent Commission Against Corruption has been hearing evidence about how senior university staff handled plagiarism claims and whether there was a cover-up. This week, the university will host an integrity symposium to explain how it's trying to revitalise academic values, renew codes of practice and introduce plagiarism detection software in the wake of the scandal. It says the symposium was organised in response to a growing number of requests from Australian and overseas universities wanting to learn from Newcastle's experience.
To sport, and Cricket Australia says it's disappointed former Australian fast bowler Dennis Lillee has severed ties with the Cricket Academy. Cricket Australia says Lillee was happy with a proposal to reduce his coaching contract from 30 days a year to 15 days, but the parties have been unable to agree to financial terms. Meanwhile, Zimbabwe's government has turned down applications by British media organisations to cover England's cricket tour. A spokesman for the England team said accreditation has been denied to representatives of BBC Radio and Television and 7 newspapers. The England spokesman said no reason had been given for the government's decision. And that's all the news for now. You're listening to Triple J.
All right, let's rock. This is Call It On My Mind.
Triple J's Australian Music Month. Don't miss Powderfinger, live from the arena in Brisbane.
Baby, I got you on my mind. Honey, you won't ever know.
8 o'clock Monday night, just for us here on Triple J.
Ow.
Brothers and sisters, do not attempt to adjust your radio dial. You should be wide awake now, so quit your yawning. Get yourself ready for Mel in the morning.
What do you want with that bitch when you got all the pussy you can handle right here?